Oh, we'll see how it goes. I'll leave it there. All right, let's go, baby. Would you watch him do up close magic? I would let him do magic to me. Hey, how's it going, DC? Welcome, brother. Going good. I'm pretty excited. Is this just the same trailer? No, it's not. Why is that German? All right, this is... Okay, he's not a shield. That's a big fucking monster. I need to shut up. Wait, she looks different. Did they already change? Yo, the helmet? Hey, yo. Okay, hold on. Bro. I think they made the fucking other chick look different. Or that might have just been her, like, with her action still active or something, maybe. Oh my god, it looks so good. Oh my, did y'all see the doll sniper? Oh, I'm nutting. Oh, it's already happening. I'm already coming. I'm already ejaculating. Siren pet class confirmed. Yeah, it's looking like it. I'm kind of hyped about that. We actually get the fucking Beastmaster Siren. That's been a fucking idea since BL2. That's crazy. He looks dope. That was cool. That's a dope looking... Dude, the weapon skin? Hey, yo, what was that? The fuck was that? What? What? We're gonna be here for hours. What in the fuck is the fit, Randy? Bro, the fit.
Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
We're gonna be here for fucking hours, dude. I'm gonna go through everything in this fucking frame by frame, I swear to God.
The looter shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula.
That boss looks so dope. All those guns look sick.
And with Borderlands 4, we put
Randy looking mighty dandy.
This is hands down our best.
He's dripped out.
Ever. All new movement,
dripped out in grease, but still dripped out.
Better enemies in a brand new planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players with incredible new places and a great
Randy
story.
has the same drip as old Jackie
Borderlands
Chan. What's that?
Back
Dude, guns
to
look
our more
crazy.
grounded tone while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination
More grounded tone, so I wonder if they're going back to... I don't know if that means
across
they're going to go to
the
BL2, which...
So enough talk.
or if they're going to go to
Let's get
BL1, which
This
is like epic
is
poggies.
Borderlands 4.
I'm hoping BL1. That would be pretty cool. Show me some Jacob. Did you not see the Jacob skin? Dude, that legendary looked dope. The pink one with the fucking
unforgiving
grip.
sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play
This
as
is
a Vault
seeming
Hunter, a badass
Borderlands
mercenary
1
with
like.
powerful abilities called action skills.
Today I'm playing as
Dude, the wings!
supernatural phase energy to devastating effect. She can use that energy to empower herself or channel it to conjure deadly minions.
So she's not phase leech. She's like a neck or
Everything's better in co-op.
she's like a
I'm
ghost
joining as
siren.
a former Tediore soldier who wears an experimental.
Oh, he's Tediore.
He can
That
deconstruct
explains the
arsenal of
digistructing.
weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knives.
That's sick.
Two of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play.
God, they look dope. They definitely changed how they look.
Borderlands 4
They
takes place
remodeled
on
those
Kairos,
men.
An all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants.
Dude,
fused to their
this is
spines.
so dope.
Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
All right, lore dump, let's go.
That is until
Give me a
some years ago
necromancer
Alpha Centauri.
siren, yeah.
This
That's
rogue
so
moon was
cool.
Teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it
That was,
crashed into
Elpis, by the way.
protective
That was
veil
on
around
Elpis.
Kairos. The results
That
were
looks so
devastating.
sick. This is 100% like BL1
Planet-wide
vibes
cataclysmic
already.
Event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now
Oh, so that does mean I was
all
probably
across
right about
Kairos
the Tediore guy
started rising
duplicating
up.
Tediores.
Some
Just gonna
even
throw that
ripping
out
their
there.
bolts. And chunks of their brain along with it.
That's so cool looking.
That's the situation our vault
What is
hunters
that
have crash-landed
gun?
into. A planet
That
ready
looks.
to
That gun
explode,
looks like
and
it's
you're
like
the
that's a
spark.
different fucking manufacturer. I bet. I bet that's the
You'll meet a
dude.
cast of
I think they have a
incredible
fucking
characters.
manufacturer of their own.
Fan favorites return.
Is that Amara? Yo!
Moxie.
Oh my God! Amara and Moxie are so hot.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere,
Oh, he's adorable.
hacking order tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to
It's just,
objectives.
it's Ghost. It's literally Ghost from
But
fucking
enough of all
Destiny.
that. Let's get into the game.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that one, but please give me Gage.
Thanks to our improved
Oh!
lobby system, it's easier
Menu.
than ever to join
Let's
up
go.
with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
Echo
This is just
4,
one of
so
the
no
4
more
zones on
handhelds, I
Kairos
guess.
that you can see
Oh,
with
you're
these
right.
scopes.
I didn't even catch that.
There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
Well, they're claiming good
For our current
optimization.
mission,
So
we
there
need
you
to
go,
break
DC.
into a secret black site
We'll
located
see how much
deep
that
in the
holds up.
mountains.
I don't like the
One of
menu.
Timekeeper's generals, Vile Lichter, has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals.
Also,
It's
the
up to us
action
to
still
stop it.
looks like you have to charge it. It doesn't look like it's just a
All right, let's
cooldown.
get moving.
I think that's what
Here
that
we're
is,
using
no?
Glide, one of our
Or is
new
that
movement
ammo?
abilities. Along with dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these make getting around more fun and add a ton of utility to combat.
I don't like the fucking UI. That looks like from 2009. Yeah, I'm assuming. Dude,
As
there's
you
a fucking.
traverse, you'll uncover a vast and
There's a
beautiful
consumable.
world. And to bring
Y'all
Kairos
seeing
to
that
life,
shit?
we've
There's like a
introduced
fucking
dynamic weather
needle.
and events, so you constantly have new things to discover.
I'm not a
There's
huge fan of
also plenty
that.
of local wildlife to contend with, like these Cratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
I just don't think that's necessary. I assume this is like very work in progress on the UI. So I don't
Here
want to
we've come
judge that
across
too
Asylum,
heavily right
one
now.
of several new activities in
Or
Borderlands
no, that's
4.
probably that's level.
You'll
So wait,
naturally
where the
discover
fuck is
great
action
gameplay
skill?
Experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are
Maybe they're like
auto-granted and tracked on
specifically
your phone.
hiding it.
Silos
that
house
we don't get to
old,
see the thing? I don't
decommissioned
know.
order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4,
I don't like the
we'll hack
level
into
up.
their network
I
and
or
release
like the fucking
communications
level
with them.
thing in the corner there. I think that's ugly. Blood vial, bloodborne lanes. Yeah. No, so you have like a fucking consumable health thing, and I don't like that for the XP bar. Like I like that location for it. I don't like it like that. Yeah, it's a little
Now that we're in
weird.
charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate location of a vault key
Skills.
fragment.
SDU, you can
We can
buy
collect these
SDU and you can
fragments to unlock a
customize
hidden
in
vault.
menu.
A high-level
That's
dungeon
crazy.
with challenging combat and serious loot.
That's really fucking cool.
Let's get after it.
Meet with Amara? Yes, please. Usable item might be alright if they drastically cut down on health drops. Yeah,
Another
but
nice
I
thing
kind of
about
just, I don't
silos is you
like
can zip line up
what
and
that
take off.
potentially implies for combat. It also kind of depends on how it
And if that's
works. Like,
not fast enough for
I
you,
don't know.
You can always pull out your personal
That just, to me,
vehicle
that seems like it's
and
gonna, that means they're slowing
hop
down
on, hit
combat,
boost,
which I'm
and
not a
get
huge
rolling.
fan of.
You can customize the body, paint job, and even how it handles.
Because if you're playing a game and you have to
Because this is
actively, like,
Borderlands, you best believe it has
watch
guns.
that to be able to hit it and then whatever animation to inject yourself like that,
As you
I'm not a
you'll
huge fan of
encounter
that.
a host of dynamic
That doesn't
effects.
sound great.
From
Fuck, what have you
border
missed?
controls, border
Amara and
bosses, there's
Moxie, they
always
look
something to
hot.
shoot and loot.
Also a lot more, but that's like the important bit. Also, I know I'm talking through a lot of this, but I'm gonna be going back through everything.
Alright,
Don't worry,
coming
fellas.
up
We're
on an
gonna be
order
here all
outpost.
night.
Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
I don't like the health bars. The health bars are over-designed. Those are like really over-designed. I hate that. I hope that changes.
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles, or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
Oh, so the XP bar is a little buggy. It like fully just went back upon gain. Yeah, that's kind of goofy. The traversal is really cool. I like the movement. The movement looks fun. Really, mostly what I'm not liking right now is just UI stuff. The fuck was that? Was that a grenade? Or did she just pick that up off the ground? Oh, she's grappling shit to throw at them. That's actually dope. Or is that what happened? I can't tell what happened there.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
So it is kind of open world. That definitely looked kind of open world.
Herself, Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter.
Not a huge fan of that.
She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Also, pistol mode? What is this gun? This gun has pistol mode and whatever this is.
You whine at me, homies. We'll play in a
What does
moment, huh?
pistol mode mean? Yeah, it probably is hated as well. They said it's like not totally open world, but it's definitely looking... It looks like it's like Destiny open world.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide.
Which I'm not a huge fan of that. It was an assault rifle mode earlier? Okay, gotcha. That's really cool. Yeah, that guy looks sick, dude. Oh my god.
Ooh, your specialty. Please, be my guest.
It's a dope-ass T-Yor soldier. Fuck is that HP bar compared to BL3? It looks ass. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the UI elements.
Let's throw some light
Oh, there's actions. Is that's where action still is? Okay, I really don't like this UI.
This place is crawling with
I don't like this UI at all.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we've put a ton of work into making it better than ever.
What?
Our
Bitch
improved
just
lobbies
went
is just
demon mode, bro.
You can
Holy
also set
shit.
your own campaign difficulty
That's
independently
awesome.
of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each.
No, radiation. We already saw radiation. Radiation is making a comeback 100%. That is that's confirmed.
Screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play,
Couch co-op
we just
game,
want you to
fucking
be able to hang
epic.
with your buddies and have a great time.
Better not kill Amara. Yo, it's Tim! Can we get Tim in the chat? Tim hype, baby! Let's go! Tim! Loot is always instant. Yeah, it's gonna be Destiny Light. Yeah, I'm not... I have some gripes. I'm timming right now, bro. I'm timming so hard.
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his experiments.
Tim time!
If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out.
I just hate the UI so much. That's, yeah, more than anything, that is literally my biggest problem right now. I really don't like that UI.
Hermes is really creeped out in here.
Like, I think they should put the XP bar back in the middle. I think the XP bar is best in the middle. I don't like that over there, and I don't know why the fucking action stills are in the middle.
Each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics.
I was just fucking jump scared by that.
There's Jacobs.
Holy fuck, bro.
Weapons.
What? That was atrocious.
Expertise of Maliwan. Vladoff, who solved lower accuracy with more bullets. The toss to
Good
reload
God, it's
Meteor,
awful. Yeah, the UI's bad.
Or Torg with explosions. We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful.
Well, see,
charge
the
and release
objectively
blast.
good thing about this UI is it's probably very early in development. They went ahead and updated the Vault Hunters after feedback that I don't even think was necessarily entirely warranted. Like, I think the other designs were good enough. I thought they were fine. But they literally made all of the Vault Hunters look even cooler.
For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Maliwan elemental switch.
So they're going back to aftermarket.
The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
Interesting.
And that's before even getting into alt fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
So I
possibilities are truly
interesting. I wonder how that's gonna work. No
support
Atlas,
playing with
not
your
yet.
favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with deadless parts, along with more reload speed and critical
Deadless?
damage.
Deathless?
This lets you min-max your build around your favorite
How's it
manufacturer,
going, Fish?
immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
I don't like that. I don't like that
Finally,
at all. I'm
we've
gonna
heard
be
your
honest. I
feedback,
don't like
and
that
we've
at all.
overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making
I don't like manufacturer
this makes for our
specific
most
things.
satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always
Like,
had
as
unique effects
like
that you
the
won't
company
find on
man is
any other piece
fine.
of gear. But in Borderlands
But
3,
having
they
an
drop too
entire
often.
piece of gear built
This not
around
only devalues
buffing specific
legendaries, it made
manufacturers,
everything
I'm
feel
not a
less
fan of.
valuable.
That
In our new
dissuades
system, not
experimentation.
only do
I
all
don't like
guns feel
that.
Great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show
I don't
you
really
my
care
favorite
about
thing,
that.
Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
Oh.
Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo,
That's
Ordnance
kinda
now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
Actually, no, you know what? I don't think I like that either. Am I just a fucking Debbie Downer? I think I prefer having them as a weapon class. I don't know. Okay, I'm going back and forth on that. I'm fucking bipolar right now.
Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These
Whoa.
are class-defining abilities with
What am I
devastating
looking
effects.
at?
Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill
What the
has its own
fuck
branch
is
of skill
happening?
tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones.
I
These
don't
are
like
socketed
this.
enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
I
Different builds
actually
completely
hate
change how
that.
combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment.
That's
You can
kind
swap
of
unlock
vile.
augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around
Dude,
Kairos.
that's...
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait.
Okay, I
For
assumed
Vex,
that was gonna
her
happen.
action skills attuned to the element of her equipped weapon.
That's
So
kind
by
of neat.
swapping guns, I can change Trouble's
Why does she have a
damage
dog?
from
She's the
kinetic to
Beastmaster.
shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
That's kind of neat.
And
That's
also,
dope.
you can pet the cat.
That's a cooler passive than like any of the passives in
Let's
Wonderlands.
see where this vent takes
I thought she was the leech. She is like a ghost siren, pretty much. Yeah, her name is Vex.
test tubes.
Taking a note from League of Legends, I guess. I hate those skill trees, by the way. I can't get over that. A huge draw to me for Borderlands has always been their skill tree system. I absolutely adore the way that the skill trees work. No other game does it that way. And now Borderlands has become the way that every other game does skill trees. And I don't like that. Like, at all. That's kind of, disappointing. It's a bummer for things that aren't the base gameplay. Yeah.
I'm down.
Randy's
Thankfully,
getting a
the
very
fight for
dry
life
handy.
mechanic makes a return.
I don't want to see
I
skill
could've
trees
avoided
anymore.
it in
They
the
can
first
take it
place if I
back.
had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate
Okay,
of fire,
alright.
and movement speed.
I take back what I said about the consumables. They seem like they're a piece of gear as well. It seems like you're gonna be able to get, like, from the way that he said how that did so many different things. I doubt that's base. I imagine that's probably something
By
you
the
can
way,
change out.
if you're looking
That's
to
kind of
experience the
cool.
story again, or
I'm
just
okay with
grind
an
for loot,
active
we've
piece of
added
gear
full
like that.
mission and
That's
boss
kinda
replay.
chill.
That's right. No more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
Kinda don't care
But
about
we'll
that.
talk more about endgame
but
later.
I guess that's fine.
For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass.
This looks sick.
It's
basically a grenade, yeah, it's like a-
and better than ever.
Dude!
Putting
Oh
all
my
skills,
God!
gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
That's fucking awesome! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Whoa. Spoilers. That's
Oh, he made hands out of hands!
But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
So hands-on gameplay event in June.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
Okay, we're gonna go back through this shit. And like I said, we're gonna be here for a long ass time tonight, fellas. No, Randy's dripped out right now. Okay. Initial thoughts. Let me get my initial thoughts and feelings out of the way. I really hate the still trees. Genuinely to the point that I think that they should ground up rework the system. Genuinely, I don't know why they're changing a system to be more like everything else that was previously a system that nothing else tried to replicate for whatever fucking reason, but was the best possible system. I genuinely, but like that has always been the biggest draw to Borderlands, is just the still tree and unlocking system. Let me get this up on screen. I don't like what I'm looking at here. Because what this looks like is going to happen. Yeah, it requires 10 points in branch. So you have to branch out to these, and I assume once you branch, you probably can't use the other ones. I mean, look, I'm assuming things here. All right? I'm assuming things here. But, like, okay, let me mute this. Let's just watch this for a second. Infection or minions gain increased movement speed and damage reduction. Cool. That's 3 points. And then this, so this is augments. Augments kind of are spread out throughout. Increase action still damage the higher her health. So it does still work that way. Okay, hold on. With how quick they went through this, I may have overreacted. We might be chill. They're not just using the same system they used for the past 4 games. It looks sort of like it, but it looks like they tried to do something different. And I need to see if I can figure out what this something different is. Blink strike dealing damage. That's pretty cool. It's just this branching thing that I'm confused about. So far, it does look the same. It just looks like there's more skills. That's just kind of why it looks odd. I think the layout of this is ass. How's it going, Jeb? Okay. Requires 10 points in branch. Okay, yeah. So as it turns out, I don't like this. I understand it now. I understand what's happening. Okay. All right. So when you get down to this is when you can branch out. So you get to tier 3 and you can branch out into one of these 3 or into any of these 3 branches. However, the points spent in that branch only moves you down that branch. So what you can't do is spend 5 points into branch 1, like the middle branch, and spend 5 points into the tier 2 of the left branch. I don't like that. That is, the way that I see that is artificially limiting build diversity. And that is something I fucking despise. I hate that. It is still 3... No, that's the thing. This is still 3 trees. You can spend points throughout the trees. Effectively, you have 3 mini trees inside of the actual trees. I just don't like that. Depends on how many skill points they give you. That is true. I just think that this is unnecessary. I don't like that. I think it's unnecessary. Like I said, to me, that just, it's artificially limiting build diversity. I just think it looks ugly. It absolutely looks ugly. Again, I think a lot of the UI is probably in development. They literally remodeled the Vault Hunters based on feedback. I assume even if this was final UI, they will do another pass over it. But yeah, weird way to have more tree inside each tree. Exact. That's like, I think the best way to put it. If they wanted more tree in a skill tree, then why not just put more tree in the tree? Why do this? Why lock you out of the mini trees? Why not have progression happen through the trees? Also, what I have just noticed, there might only be one capstone? There's at the very least, this is all the still she has. No, it's not. This isn't all the still she has. If you look up here, there's green, blue, and red still. This is just her red tree. Yeah, no, those are the different trees. So it's effectively like 9, 10. You have effectively 12 trees. So you have like the main tree that branches off into 3 trees. And then 3 different trees up here. But yeah, no, you see like you have the 19 points spent in green. That is a separate tree. Yeah, there's 19 points in that tree. How many points are you gonna get? They did not say that. They also, they said more on end game later, and then like, I assume they mean like at a later date. But yeah, so this is the other tree. They show this. But actually this shows it even more. Yeah, you see, you spend points here, it progresses down here, but it does not progress these. This tree also only has one 1-point capstone still. So it looks more like, I guess each tree has a capstone augment and not necessarily a capstone still. This is Guardian Angel, by the way. I'm calling it right now. This is a revive still, like Amara had. The 1-point revive still. That's what that looks like. But yeah, it looks like capstones are augments rather than stills. And there's just like side stills next to it. So every main tree has its own unique branches. Yeah. It's kind of it is interesting. The problem is, again, like, what bothers me with it is the artificial limiting of trees. I don't, in any game ever, I don't like being locked out of things because of choices that I've made. Like, I should say, in some games it works fine. In a game like this, I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like it. Like, think of it this way. Imagine if putting so many points into Amara's purple tree locks you out of the later half of green tree. Like, that's not an exact comparison, but that's like you're kind of getting my point across, where it's like, I just don't like, well, you spent all your points here, that doesn't transfer to this part of the tree, so you're locked out of it. So I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of it. I definitely came in a little hot with it. I don't mind it as much. I thought it was when I first saw the layout of the trees, I thought it was a different kind of system. Which is why I reacted so violently. Thank you for the follow, Count of Dank. Welcome, brother. But no, my initial violent reaction was because I thought that this was going to be, with the way that they were sectioned off, I thought you would be able to freely spend skill points within each section, and each section would unlock at a certain level point. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, oh god, well, I forgot to mute that. I'm okay with, actually, you guys didn't even hear it. I forgot. I don't have that on right now. I just got fucking ear blasted by my email notification. Probably feel more like 2 where characters have different uses instead of doing the same stuff slightly different, like in 3. How many points total do we get, though? That's going to matter a lot. If they wanted to limit builds, they could not do 3 or 4 level increases like they tend to do. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan of the system. I think it's better if they just make the normal skill tree wider and don't, like, lock you out of other... Again, I'm saying lockout, but it's not a lockout. I don't want to, like, sound like a doofus. It's not locking you out of it. It's just that progress in one doesn't transfer to the other. I don't like that. I think that's kind of lame. The still subtree branch will be like unique but gimmicky way to augment. It seems like it's gonna... Well, each capstone looks like an augment, which, by the way, holy fuck, there's a lot of augments. That's kind of hype. If we look at the shapes, it looks like these are all your basic augments, and then, yeah, like the capstone augment gets its own slot. If 50 levels we were doomed, probably would be better to stick to like one tree. I'm assuming we might start at 50. I don't know if they're going to do level cap increases. I don't think they said anything about that. We'll find out. We're going to watch this again. But I hope still points won't be in the open world. That's what I fear with... that's part of what I fear with open world. We'll get to that. I want to talk about the still tree first, because this I honestly think is the thing I like the least. I just, like, coming from build crafting being the thing I like the most, any sort of artificial limiting of build diversity sickens me. I don't like it. Anyways, the other thing I don't like is open world. So let's, where'd they show the map? I want to see that. I want to look at that. Where was it? It was kind of early. Maybe not that. I guess not that early. Because it was after Tim, right? So we have to get to Tim. Where's Tim? I guess it was later than I thought it was. Oh, no. Here. This I don't like. Good lord. This is ugly as shit. This is awful. You need to invest points to hold more consumables. Yeah, no, I saw that too. How we feel, and I hate the BL4 HUD. I'm thinking the HUD and all the UI stuff isn't final. There's no way. This is awful though. That's reminds me though. The other thing before we get into open world, the other thing I really do not like is the like manufacturer upgrades. I think, you know what? I'm just going to shut up. We're going to start it over and we'll just go through this point by point. So we'll, HUD really doesn't look like Borderlands at all. It doesn't. The HUD is like awful. I think they should just go back to being similar to BL3. This trailer goes hard. We're going to watch this again. I have no complaints about this. This just fucks. This just slaps. Simply put, it slaps. Also, yeah, he has a shield. Yeah, she looks fucking dope. I really like her design now. I mean, they kind of like just gave her glasses, but there's more like subtle stuff that they changed with her. Outfit's different. I think the visor is really cool. Her hair is different. I mean, she just looks like a Vault Hunter. She doesn't look like a fucking NPC, which was my biggest complaint with her previously. I thought she looked like a fucking NPC before, like just not like a Vault Hunter. I think now she looks a lot cooler. I like her. I dig her. This guy's sick now. My God, this is probably my favorite design. Like, potentially even more than the Siren. I think he looks sick, dude. With the fucking helmet on. That's so dope. Also, so this is either an ordnance or an action skill of his. Because he has, I think that's probably an action skill. He gets like these dual mounted shoulder cannons that are firing at the things that he's also firing at. That's cool. That's awesome. That's just dope. Tediore guy, yeah. I might go Tediore guy. Tediore guy might be the fucking the official Arachnica main. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope everyone makes jokes about Tediore at his expenses. I love that bit. Yeah, even on a whole different fucking planet, they still bitch about, or they still bully Tediore. So that's like, I wonder, that's probably Molly-Won shit. Hold on, can we see arm? What just happened? Okay, well, hold on. They probably uploaded it, right? Yeah. Wait, no, this is the give me the whole thing! There we go.
What use? I take that personally.
Did I go? I went too far. Okay, so whose arm is that? Whose toes are those? So, okay, this is the, this is big guy. I think this is a big man. Big boy. He's got a whip. So we can call it, or we can call him Daddy. The sci-fi Viking. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That gun, dude, that gun looks dope. Holy shit. That's kind of spicy. Does he also have a nene? We can only hope. IGN live chat made me want to be an absent father. There's a reason I didn't have that open. This is actually the first time I've seen your face. I used to wear glasses like those. They're very comfortable. I've had these for like fucking years. I'm rewatching the initial reaction you had, and I expected you to miss a few things, but holy moly, you talked over everything. I don't like not talking. Like, that's... Because also, part of it is I plan to go through it anyways. I wanted to give my reaction. I didn't want to just sit here silently. I wanted to go through. I planned to be here for hours anyways. We're gonna be here for hours, so... This is where we get to take things in. I love the fucking enemy design, dude. That's cool. So, I mean, the elemental chick pretty much has like a pseudo phase grasp, which is kind of funny. But yeah, no, I'm a certified yapper. It's what I do here. All right, hold on. Let's slow her down here. Let's look at some guns. Okay. Molly-Won. Looking pretty spicy. Phase lock never dies, I guess. Truly. I have no clue who I'm going to play as now. They all look cool. Yeah, right? I'm going to main the daylights out of Sci-Viking now. That sniper looks sick. That's beautiful. That's fucking gorgeous. The storm? Oh, you know, actually, no, that's... I think that's the ASMD. I'm gonna be honest. I think that looks so much like the ASMD skin. That's either just like a generic skin or that is the ASMD. That's pretty cool looking. No idea what the fuck that gun's gonna be. That looks fucking... That has fucking kunais as a foregrip. That's probably Stav, I'm assuming. That looks like it's likely Stav. ASMD is busted, though. Underrated as fuck. I'm not a huge fan of it. ASMD, but actually good, hopefully. Look at that! I'm pretty sure that's a doll. I'm like... Oh, fuck. Hold on. That looks sick. That's probably also a doll. It's not the big, like, blocky bullpup magazine. So that's probably doll. I'm dolling, bro. I'm dolling so hard. Also probably a doll. Please give us a good doll sniper. That is all I ask. That is the pitchfork. Don't do that to me. This is probably the new manufacturer. Detless, I think, is what they called it. I don't know. They might have said Atlas, but I'm pretty sure they said Detless. And I assume that's... Yeah, the Order has their own manufacturer. That's what that is looking like. So that's the Order, which presumably is... Or Daedalus? That makes more sense. So that's Daedalus. Looks pretty fucking dope. Still got guns with legs. 3 new manufacturers. There's Order, Ripper, and Daedalus. Is Order a separate one from Daedalus? Oh, so I'm guessing Ripper's what Stav is, probably? Okay, Order is their own manufacturer. Jesus Christ, man. 3 new if we count what presumably is just the like, Stav bandit thing. I'm so glad the Tedior still have little Pete's. I need to be clear, those were not my words. Those were from the YouTube chat. Blow shit up together. What a good slogan. That's a cool looking fella. Okay, so Ripper, Stav, COV, Bandit 1. So yeah, 3 new if we count that, 2 new if we don't, which is still kind of insane. On another note, Reese found dead in his apartment after Atlas goes broke for a second time. Please have a way to command the pet. They had it in Wonderlands. I'm going to assume that means they're going to have it here. Because if not, then that's going to be a fucking problem. And I will throw hands personally with Gearbox. Big bonk hammer. So he also just has like fucking, what's it called? Clawbringer's action skill where he... Whoa, bah! Pretty dope. We can drift! Holy shit. They had it in Wonderlands. I'm playing that and I don't know how to command the pet. It's the attack ping. If you ping an enemy, your pets will go target them. The attack ping is actually useful. The Akira slide. Randy, for once, is cooking with BL4. There's a few issues I'm having with it, but for the most part, I am still excited. We don't know what Daedalus and Order's gimmicks are, yeah. Isn't that the entrance of Atlas's mini base on Promethea? No, that seems to be what the Order's, that's just like what their aesthetic is. The Order seems very similar to Atlas in color scheme and architecture. But, no multi-tap side. God damn it, that means we're not gonna get fucking Atlas legendaries. We're still just gonna be stuck with the fucking 11 that we have in BL3. Ugh. I like that he can become a Beyblade. That's pretty chill. I want multi-tap. This gun looks so fucking cool. I want this. This is what I want right here. That right there, that is all I want in my life. That pistol, that's my gun right there. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. Moonfire, who the fuck is Moonfire? That goes hard. That's spicy. I bet the Order will give you a buff for every even number shot. That would be pretty interesting. Well, I guess, wouldn't that just be every other? Or is it like 2, then 4, then 6? Looks like a Jacob's done with a BO2 Torgston, yeah. The classic checkerboard. It looks fucking bomb. Hope they bring back the Sandhawk SMG and the B because I love using only them as my main setup on BO2 Endgame. They should bring back the Sandhawk but make it a shotgun this time. They should just keep changing what it is every single fucking time it comes back. I think that would be kind of fun. So, okay, that seems like it's just like a... Yeah, okay, so no, you can grapple objects. More like the Goonfire. That's neat. So that means the grapple is still useful even without grapple points. You fucking grapple shit and then throw them at people. That's awesome. Make the Sandhawk a rocket launcher. Yeah, they could make it an ordnance now. Hold on. What is that gun? What are you? Cum skincare. Ripper? That definitely might. I don't know. That looks too clean, though, no? Might be a Daedalus legendary? Yeah, it could be. Because Order, I mean, we know what Order looks like. That could be Daedalus. The big suck too? Let's go. That's really fucking cool. That goes hard. I need them to fucking release this image. Probably a legendary if it's the new bandit. Definitely. Not sure if I like the game guns. I understand a lot of people might not. I think personally I really like the design of the guns. I think all the guns that I've seen so far look so fucking cool, but they are definitely weird. Don't look like they have their own identity. So that is an issue that we will get to briefly. There is a reason that they probably don't look like they have much of their own identity.
Heyo!
Okay.
You our deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
I love that hair, man. It looks so good. PlayStation article says that Jacobs can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger and ricochet on crit. I mean, that's how most of the Jacobs in BL3 were. Most of them were a high enough fire rate that you would never really hit it without a fucking auto clicker. Does Randy have secret messages on his shirt? Fucking probably. Someone decode that. Mods, decode those hieroglyphics.
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot.
It looks like a fucking
greater freedom,
antique store
and
piece
endless
of
mayhem.
tapestry.
And with Borderlands 4, we push things even further.
Weapon designs from Destiny 2, yeah, it's very similar. It seems like they're pulling a lot from Destiny 2, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Mods fuck Randy.
Bigger and badder enemies in a brand new planet. All in service of
Mods
making
have sex
you
with that
feel like
man.
a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime
So I wonder, is that also a doll? It's pretty cool looking, whatever it is.
Borderlands fans, we're throwing back to our more grounded.
He's throwing it back? Ayo! That's what I want in Borderlands 4. I want to watch Randy throw it back. Created the looter shooter? Okay, I mean, they did. Borderlands did. I'll give them that. Borderlands did quite literally create the genre. Hope they aren't trying to make Borderlands into Destiny to grab that fan base. I'm going to be honest, it kind of looks like they are, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I'll yap about that more later.
While pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination of years of hard.
Say create, more like bring it to the forefront. I'd say it's almost the same thing. There wasn't really much in the genre before Borderlands, and what there was had no attention on it.
Work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk. Let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
Pulling a lot from Destiny, including the Sparrows. I prefer the old cars. Yeah. I don't know. They're kind of cool, but I do hope we still have, like, actual cars, but I also kind of doubt it. That shotgun looked fucking spicy. That, oh my god, that Jacobs pistol. Oh my lord. Oh, let me see that again. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is that, wait. Now this might sound crazy. Is that the rock salt? That looks like the rock salt, but Jacob, like that's very clearly a Jacobs, but that's the rock salt skin. First thing he said is looks like Destiny. It does. I really don't like how much they went to Destiny. I don't want to yap about that too much here. I yapped about the bad. I want to just go through this shit, but no, I really not a huge fan of the Destiny vibes. Red shotgun equals rock salt. Well, it's not like the teal and the orange. It definitely probably isn't, but it looks like the rock salt. It's not clearly Jacobs, though? I mean, I feel like that's clearly Jacobs. It's a double barrel shot. I guess it might not be. But the sight screams Jacobs to me. Too square-like. It looks like it's just like a barrel shroud kind of thing. The order guns use the charging mechanic that Mollywan had in 3. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we see a couple of them fire, but I don't know if that was like an ordinance or not. The environments look
Borderlands is an
sick.
unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful.
Ball gun?
Where life is cheap and guns are plentiful.
The lob confirmed? Daedalus can use multiple ammo types on each gun. Oh, so Daedalus was what we saw with like the pistol and the AR mode. So that's what Daedalus is. It's like the kind of gray brutalist looking guns. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and Molly fires without a... Whoa, orb upon ye. Bro, the Viking is pasty. Good lord. Wait, she looks even cooler. Look at the Mollywan chick. She's got, like, fucking shit on her face. Like, she has, like, a fucking... It's either, like, some sort of extra additional part of her suit, or it's, like, mech stuff. I think it's, like, a part of her suit, it looks like. Dude, she looks dope now! Oh, my God! She looks sick! And, yeah, no, Vex and, Vex and the Viking are pasty. Like how everyone's thick as hell, but the siren is a stick. It's really... I love her design. I think it's really cool. Looks like a Jet Set Radio character, so W. I love her now. That actually is so fucking cool. Gave her sci-fi shades. Yeah, they gave her that, too. The sci-fi shades fuck. I really need to fuck that siren. Oh, don't we all?
Mercenary with powerful abilities called actions.
See, she looks fine pasty. For some reason, he looks kind of weird being that pasty. Brother looking like Kratos.
Today I'm playing as Vex, our new siren. She
The
wields
wings are
supernatural
so
phase
fucking cool,
energy to
dude.
devastating effect.
Yeah, it's Vex.
She can use that energy to empower herself, or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
So that looks like Daedalus.
Or
I think this gun here is Daedalus.
channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
Probably the lighting or something? Yeah, I'd assume so. Yeah, Vex equals sex? True, brother. They gentrified my Viking. Can't have shit in Borderlands. I mean, it's like biblically accurate to that part of the world.
And because everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former
So his name's Rafa.
Meteor soldier who wears an experimental exosuit. He can digistruct an
I
arsenal
fucking
of
love him.
weapons, like the razor sharp
This
arc
looks
knife.
so fucking fun.
These are two
You let it rip. You get to play as a Meteor soldier, and then you get to let it rip. Hey, thank you for the follow, Lock. Welcome, brother.
of our 4 new Vault Hunters that you can play at launch.
Borderlands 4 takes place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict.
Biblically accurate space
For
Viking.
thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden,
Exosuit guy is my main, probably. Hate Tidor, by the way. I'm the same way.
controlling its inhabitants with bolts.
But he looks fun as
Cybernetic
fuck.
implants fused to their spines.
Oh,
Anyone
wait,
who
what?
The Timekeeper kept
Lore?
the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts. Cybernetic implants fused to their spines.
So the entire planet is under his control. Interesting. That's a
Anyone who
new
stepped
chick, I think, right? I don't think we've seen her before.
Cybernetic implants fused to their spines. Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
That is until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora.
He looks like Zane if he was aligned with a corp. I like that. Yeah, that's kind of why I really like Rafa. It's probably why I'm going to play him. Our character shows up in cutscenes. Yeah, I was just about to say, that's what that looks like. I don't know if that's just like for the trailer or not, but that looked to me like an actual cutscene. I mean, Mose was the Vladov soldier, and Vladov is is dog shit on BO3, so he's probably not even the best user of Tidor in that game. Tidor's my favorite because they're just little guys.
Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. a planet-wide cataclysmic event that
God, the
disrupted
environments look so
timekeeper's
cool.
perfect order.
It's
Now
such a
people all
fucking...
across Kairos have
Just looks so
started
good.
rising up. Some even
Also, that...
now
I wonder if this is just going to be... I wonder if this is... This is probably a little bit psychotic, but I wonder if this is hinting at, like, faction warfare. If that makes sense. But, like, because this doesn't look like a character. This looks like an NPC. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an NPC that... Like, an enemy character. But... Potentially, there will be, like, infighting. There's a couple areas that have infighting in BO3 and stuff between, like, two different groups of enemies. So I wonder if we're going to see more of that between, like, the different factions that exist.
people all across Kairos have started rising up. Some even...
Imagine living your shitty-ass life in Kairos when suddenly the sky blows up and all you hear is howdy boys. I would like infighting. That'd be cool. Yeah, it's a small thing, but it would be pretty. I always like seeing it when it does show up in BL3.
ripping out their bolts. And chunks of their brain along with...
Hope they bring back more gore. Well, it's rated... I think they... Or, hold on, it had a rating. I think it was rated M. Yeah, likely mature, and also this guy actively has his fucking, like, guts hanging out.
That's the situation our Vault Hunters have crash-landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark. As you explore...
Imagine searching Vex NSFW stuff on Google just to see the League of Legends one. Y'all think she already has fucking shit on Rule 34? I don't even know why I'm asking that. That's like guaranteed.
You'll meet a...
I'm really hyped for this one. If they change up the Bible level software... Or Bible level software gore that is the UI, it has serious potential. I honestly think there might be a few more issues. At least personally, I think there's a few more issues that I have with it. But overall, I'm pretty hyped.
Cast of incredible characters.
Only way she'd get art any faster is if she was a furry. She is a furry. She fucking, she controls animals. Pretty much a furry. Close enough. There she is! God, she looks dope. Also, she's got a dog.
Favorites return. Like Zane and...
Also, is this like potentially hinting that they're together? They're showing up at the same time. Did they end up together? Did my Zane fanfiction come true? Because they have hinted, or there's a line where implies that, well, it's not implied. It confirms that they have fucked. Does Zane finally get to settle down and own a bar?
And Moxie. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
The heck is that dog thing? I don't know, but it's adorable. Also, new friends.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Timothy getting soft cucked another time, yay. Was that Flack next to Amara? Was it?
Characters.
The dog? Yeah, that's Flack. Flack became a dog.
Favorites return. Like
Looks like the pet thing Ava brings onto the ship. Oh, it might be. He grew
Zane
up.
and Moxie. You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
Thruple with Zane, Moxie, and Timothy. Hear me out. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. Well, actually, it would be like a quadruple because the Digiclone. You can't forget Digiclone. The dev called him Hermes in the trailer. Oh my god, so it is actually Hermes? That's fucking dope.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Timothy and Reese are tonight's biggest
Last
losers.
but not least is Echo 4.
Yeah, so this... Genuinely, I'm kind of annoyed about this, because this just goes, like... This, I think, is the biggest proof. If everything else isn't enough, this is the biggest proof that they are kind of really going for Destiny. Like, it's a small thing, but having a little robot that follows you around and scans shit and is your communicator device... That's like Destiny. That's a Ghost. That's like literally the most iconic thing of Destiny is Ghost. So I'm like, I think this is just like blatant. And I kind of wish, I don't know why they're trying to, I don't even know if they're trying to compete with Destiny. It seems more like they're just trying to be Destiny. They are really going for Destiny.
This helpful drone follows you everywhere.
I'm kind of
Hacking
not a
water
fan of
tech,
that.
Scanning the environment.
Yeah, hacking things, scanning the environment, and it's your communicator device. It's literally fucking Ghost.
Helping guide you to objectives.
Which I hope that's actually what his name is, because I haven't played Destiny in forever. Oh, so the second they give me an option to rename it, it's becoming Ghost. And then I'll hit it with the back end of a Jacobs until it stops moving.
But enough of all that. Let's get into the game.
It'll probably be better than modern Destiny at this point. I mean, it's a very low bar, but I don't know why they're trying to be Destiny when instead they could just compete by being Borderlands. Can't wait for the Gallarhorn Ordinance.
Thanks to our improved lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the...
I do like they say this, thanks to our improved lobby system, but they don't actually really talk about the improved lobby system. They just say it's easy to join up with your friends, but it's already very easy to join up with your friends. You just click a button. So I'm like, what do they actually mean by improved lobby system here?
On the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Didn't they say it was easier for 3 as well? Probably.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
Please tell me you stay connected after save quitting. Well, that's what I mean. I feel like I feel like that means that that's not what happens. Because one, they introduced that you don't need to save quit with the shit later on. But two, if they introduced that as a thing where you would leave as a party if you save quit, why not just say that there? Why would you say thanks to our improved lobby system instead of saying thanks to our improved lobby system that lets you save quit with a party? It's very easy to just drop that and immediately generate a shit ton of hype for that alone. So I feel like that probably means that that's not the case, which sucks, but I don't know. You can spawn on friends instead of having to, or instead of running to catch up. Is that mentioned?
This is just one of the
well, I imagine we'll get to that soon.
Seamlessly explore.
They removed save quit farming, so it sounds like, I don't know if they entirely did. It sounds like they did in certain areas. I don't know. We'll get more on that in a second.
There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
We don't have a selling price right now. Will be $80. Hopefully it's 80 Canadian. All games here are $80.
For our current mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains.
Yeah, so this is definitely
One of the
Daedalus.
Timekeeper's generals, Vile Lichter, has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals.
Dude, I love
It's up to
grotesque
us to
experiments
stop
on locals. That's like one of my favorite pastimes.
All right, let's get moving. Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement abilities.
Whoa, hold on. I totally missed that on the first go around. I thought when they first showed that, I thought that was maybe just specifically the Mollywan chick, but no, yeah, you can just straight up glide.
Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement
That's
abilities.
kind of baller. Why does the UI feel like a Destiny game? Because Gearbox seems to have made a Destiny game. That would be
Along with
why.
Dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these make getting around more fun and add a ton of utility to combat.
As you traverse, you'll uncover a vast and beautiful world. And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather and events. So
Yo! That's kind of neat. That's kind of big. Dude, they just like casually drop that. That's kind of massive.
you constantly have new things to discover.
There's also plenty of
I mean, again, very Destiny, but...
wildlife to contend with, like these Cratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
So just bigger rats that'll be easier to shoot at.
Here we've come across
They're really making Destiny. I can't unsee it now. Yeah, no, like literally, just keep that in the back of your head with everything that we go through here. Just think about Destiny, and you're gonna see that. Yeah, they are kind of just making Destiny. Game still looks like Borderlands a lot. It's really just UI and not Ghost that are the problem. I think it's more than that. I think the open world, I mean, the fucking, like, world events and shit. I think the biggest thing is the way that the open world seems to work. It seems like they have ripped one for one, like, the pseudo-open world of Destiny.
It's a silo.
Remaining stuff really just QOL. I think open world is far more than QOL. I think that's a nearly different genre.
One of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences
It's
like this
Destiny
all across
lands.
Kairos. There's no need to
Yeah, so, okay, so this is an event.
naturally discover short...
One of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short...
Wait, what was the new activities?
Activities in Borderlands. Here we've come across a
Oh,
silo.
okay.
One of several new
A
activities
silo?
in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Okay, so just a little
Silos
bit of
house
things.
old, decommissioned order tech
I'm like 90% sure this is a Destiny thing too, isn't it? I'm like 90% sure that's a Destiny thing.
that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communication.
I mean, it kind of just sounds like slightly fancier crew challenges, to be fair. But
balloon.
I don't know. It sounds like slightly fancier crew challenges that instead of being crew challenges, they're trying to make it a little more Destiny-like.
Now that we're in charge, we can fast track.
I don't think walking up to... Well, I don't mean specifically walking up to a podium pressing E, but like dynamic fucking events. Or not even events, just like dynamic little things that will pop up as you're walking and exploring and shit. That's that. I think it is... It's more like crew challenges, but instead of saying it's like enhanced crew challenges, they're kind of just framing it like it's a whole new thing.
Travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate
Still
location of a
Lancers? How? Roland's gone and Lilith is a moon? Well, it sounds like they confirmed that Lilith is alive. Also, yeah, here we go.
We can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate
Okay, so it's a fast travel station. That's kind of neat.
location of a vault key fragment.
But, fellas, it's open world. Like... It is what it is, I suppose. Didn't they literally say it wasn't fucking open world? Like, I thought that was literally something that they were like, did they not directly come out and say when people were thinking it was open world that it was not open world? Like, this is open world. Just because there's going to be, like, multiple locations that are open world, it's just multiple open world locations. I don't like this. I genuinely, like, this is another thing I'm going to spend probably a good bit of time bitching about. I think a big part, at least for me, of what makes a Borderlands game feel like a Borderlands game is not being open world, is being these small little, like, open instanced areas that you fight through, you can return to, you can run through them. I think they said it wasn't one big open world. Okay, gotcha. Just really large maps that they're calling open world. I mean, that's effectively open world. This just isn't the same vibe to me. The best Borderlands levels are linear, exactly. The Anvil is one of my favorite fucking locations in BL3, and it's because it's very, like... it's very linear. You can run through it very linearly, but it's also pretty big, and there's a lot of fun little exploration stuff out there. I think open world exploration is lazy. And this might be a fucking stupid-ass, stupid, dumb fucking take, but I think it's way easier to just slap down a fucking POI in the middle of an open world environment than it is to create like the Mother of Grogan section where you have to like fucking climb and parkour along this fucking wall to get into a little like sewer area that's filled with bugs until it opens up into this huge area where you find a fucking homeless woman that has like 4 dragons. I think that's cooler. It's way more impressive to do something like that in a limited map than it is to just slap down a POI in a fucking open world environment. I do not like open world for this game at all. I think it's fine with areas like the Blast Plains. I think having sections that are open world-like is pretty cool, and it breaks up the formula. I think the entire game being open, like various open world sections, I'm not a huge fan. I just think it's unnecessary. I think it changes a core identity of the franchise. And I think it's trying to reach a larger audience. I feel like this wasn't done out of wanting to expand the franchise. I feel like it wasn't done out of a want to do more interesting things. I think it's because when you can slap open world on your game, a lot more people are likely to play it because it's a very popular genre. It's a very popular tag on the Steam store. So I'm like, Anvil also had lots of enemies to fight constantly. The new open world better not feel too empty. That's the other thing. The only downtime in Borderlands games was when you were picking up quests. When you were in safe zones picking up quests. Outside of that, you constantly had shit to kill. And I think that was fantastic. You go into an area, you fuck shit up, you go home, you fucking regroup, rework your build, sell shit, buy shit, do whatever, grab a new quest, and you go out and do it again. It felt like a mission. It felt like you were being sent on a mission. It made you feel like a fucking mercenary that was going out on a mission. It was great. Your goal was to murder shit. You go out, you murder shit. This, you're going to be wandering. And I like exploring. I don't like wandering. And that's why I don't usually like open world games. Because usually, a lot of them involve a good amount of wandering. And I'm not a huge fan of wandering. Anyways, that'll be all I say on open world. Because otherwise I'll fucking sit here and rant about it for the next fucking 3 hours. But yeah, I think this is a big step back. I don't even think it's like a step sideways. I think this is just bad. I know it's way too late for this to ever be changed. This is just it is what it is moment. But I'm not a huge fan of it.
We can collect these fragments to...
You're jumping to a lot of conclusions based on an obscenely small amount of info. I don't think this is an obscenely small... I think in some places, yeah, but I feel like I'm usually pretty good at acknowledging when I'm jumping to conclusions. I think that this isn't jumping to conclusions. This is... What we're looking at right now is open world gameplay. I'm interested to hear if you think that that isn't what this is, but I don't know how you can look at this and not see that this is 100% open world gameplay.
To unlock a hidden vault.
Your content opened my world, at least.
Combat and serious loot.
Open world is one thing, implementation is entirely separate. The conclusions that I'm jumping to aren't necessarily that I'm like assuming it's going to do it bad. My problem is that I just think that open world is bad. I'm not jumping to conclusions. It is my like opinion on the genre. I don't like open world maps. I think open world maps are just not for me. I don't like the way that they are. I could like be totally off base and they could do the best implementation of open world ever. I still would prefer not open world. I hope there's linear levels. That I would be chill with. If they do it like fucking Gen 8 Pokemon where there's open world sections, like maybe if there's only 2 or 3 open world maps, and then there's still those linear sections, that I'm fine with. That I'm totally fucking fine with. But if all of the maps are these big open world things, to me, open worlds feel vapid as fuck. They feel empty, they feel boring, I don't like them. And usually, because they're so big and expansive, usually you can, like... Another thing, open worlds always, 100% of the time, like, I can feel that assets were just placed in this area. It doesn't feel like the entire map was, like, as crafted as a linear section of Borderlands 3 is. It doesn't feel as intentional in a lot of the placement of stuff. Which, that is just entirely a side effect of the open world. You can't spend fucking days and weeks on a single fucking section of an open world. You need to make the entire thing happen. Hey, Ranking, you're just stomping by stream to let you know. Well, I'm stomping wet. Hey, good for you, Sting. Glad to hear it, brother. Same with Real 3 made Arms Race like a Battle Royale. I don't want a Battle Royale. I want Borderlands. Yeah, I mean, personally, I like Arms Race, but no, I understand the sentiment. I just, like... It would be like if the entirety of BO3 was a fucking Battle Royale. I don't want Destiny. I want Borderlands. I bet Gearbox makes the BO4 open world have those dungeons that will seamlessly transition to those linear dungeons. That would be cool. Again, there are ways that it could be fine, but no matter what, my opinion here is that I just don't like open world. That's kind of like the core of it. Even if it's good, I'd still just prefer the linear maps.
Let's get after it.
Linear level design is what makes me like Mario Galaxy over Odyssey. I've just always gonna prefer linear. I think it just more care goes into making good maps with a linear level.
Another nice thing about silos is you can zip line up and take off.
Yippee! I'm so hyped for that shit. The fucking grapple was ballin'. Hey! Hey! What's it called? Z-Axis Fighting or whatever? Yeah! Visual bug! Let's go. I don't know if you guys can see that down there.
And if that's not fast enough for you, you can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit boost, and get rolling.
You can customize the body, paint job, and even how it handles.
And because this is Borderlands...
These vehicles are very Destiny. Like... There ain't no arguing that one.
You best believe it has guns.
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
Okay. I just want to see if anyone else thinks what I'm thinking is gonna happen, or like what I'm about to say.
Order patrol.
So,
as you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
Does anyone know what I'm about to say? I'm thinking not. This might be too fucking esoteric. Filler content? No. Okay, listen, I'm not even gonna say something about Destiny, alright? This is Destiny stuff, but I'm not even gonna talk about that. Here's the thing. How the fuck are we gonna add world bosses after we removed rare spawns from BO3 because no one fucking liked rare spawns in BO3? I liked them. I loved rare spawns. I think rare spawns are cool. I was one of the few fucking idiots that actually enjoyed them. But they removed them because a majority of people fucking hated rare spawns. Now we're getting world bosses? Very likely world bosses that are gonna fucking have dedicated drops, which that's an assumption. There is definitely a chance that world bosses don't have dedicated drops, But I would argue that that is very, very low, because if they don't have dedicated drops, then what would be the point of fucking going after them? I wonder if you can spawn them manually? That's the other option. But, like, the way that they say that...
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
That kind of sounds like they just happen. So I'm like, you might be able to. Or of course, this is the... I guess I should have given a disclaimer before getting into this. This has been the speculation part of the stream. No more save quits, they say later. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know how that'll work, but that's just funny to me. Oh, I can still play this online? It does, I mean, they say that you can, but I feel like it's going to be a very different experience. So actually, oh, offline, you mean. For those in Twitch, it's currently being discussed in the YouTube chat. I think Ubats, you were the one that brought it up, but the co-op here is very odd. It's going to be a very different experience playing co-op in BL4 than any other Borderlands game. Whereas in, like, BL3, you queue into a lobby, you're all either doing the same thing, running through an area, or, like, doing a quest. You're all together, fighting through areas. You're going to have points where you're playing online, and you're just not going to see people. Like, if you're just queuing into a random lobby, two people might just go do completely different things. Wait! Are you serious? Okay, so the website is up. The Maliwan soldier has a name. Harlow Trant from Gian. She's actually a Trant, fellas. Hold on. Wait. Dude, is this real? Where is it? Do you have a link to it in the character bios? Okay. Oh, that opened in the wrong thing. Vex, Rafa, the Exo Soldier. Harlow, the Gravitar. Hold on. Former... Dude, she looks sick. Maliwan combat scientist driven by the need to understand how things work. Well, this initially made her an outcast amongst her Trant relatives! Yo! We called this! Dude, we actually... Oh my god. There is a stream from like a year and a half ago where we fucking talk about getting a Maliwan soldier that is a fucking Trant. Which one of you in my fucking Twitch chat is a goddamn fucking Gearbox glowy? Who leaked this to me? Holy fuck! Dude! Oh my lord. Holy shit, dude. I'm Tranting like crazy right now? Yeah. Rafa is short for Raphael, Brazilian character. Fuck yeah, hell yeah. Hold on, well, let's read through these. Vex had a rough upbringing that was made more complicated by receiving her siren powers. Her cynical and sarcastic demeanor comes from having to fend for herself and scrape for everything she's got. Underneath your salty exterior, Vex is an empath who knows better than anyone how much life can suck. Okay, so typical edgelord. Ever the pessimist, Vex still believes in helping others, and if helping others means dealing damage to oppressive jerks, Vex will always be the first in line. Brazil mentioned. Rafa was born and raised in microgravity. Oh. severely altered his bone density and musculature, making it impossible for him to survive elsewhere. Desperate to explore, he signed up to Tidor's military force. In exchange for a tour of duty, his body was altered for a new kind of exosuit. But when it became clear that Tidor never intended to end his service, Rafa went AWOL. That is literally Moe's. He's on the run and plans to enjoy whatever time he has left before his Tidor dead frame ends him for good. That's really cool, though. That's interesting. He's kind of just a mix of Moe's and Wilhelm, backstory-wise, but I'll take it. Rafa's Medicare Moe's. Harlow is a former we read up to this. Hold on. Amongst her trunk relatives, Harlow has used her intellect to bring new tech and gadgetry to the battlefield as a vault hunter. Harlow's brilliance is apparent in everything she does, but so is her enthusiasm and love for life. Harlow brings everything to the fight, including her sunny disposition. Always ready to give a beat down, her spirit can't be beat. I hope that Vex and Harlow have the fucking... They better have so many interactions together. It's fucking Harlow being so happy about things and Vex just being like, shut the fuck up. Amon, the Forge Knight. Amon was raised in a vault monster worshipping cult until the vault was opened and the creature turned on everyone he loved. As the only survivor, he dedicates his life to finding and killing as many of these beasts as he can. He's just monster hunter. Amon, a warrior poet, is introspective and unflinching to his duty, but despite his hardened appearance, he has a warm attitude, often regaling comrades in arms and stories and advice earned through his travels. Online and couch co-op. Semi-retired hitman turned vault hunter. Equal parts target. Okay. Defiant Calder. They showed Hyperion? Yeah, they did show Hyperion. Wait, did they not? Hold on. There's no way these are all the manufacturers. I'm pretty sure they showed Hyperion. Order. That looks like a fucking Mollywon pistol Lombus. That looks dope as hell, though. Order looks sick. Ripper. Daedalus. Daedalus looks pretty fucking cool. Wait. Yo, were those Tidor snipers that we were looking at? That we saw? What I thought fucking was doll snipers, were those Hyperion or fucking Tidor? So Daedalus is new doll, I guess. I mean, it was either Daedalus or Tidor snipers. I'm gonna have to go back for that. That's kind of disappointing if doll is not returning, though. Daedalus doesn't use multiple ammo types. Yeah, so you swap. We'll see it in a second. You can swap between like 2 different ammo types. It's kind of cool. No Atlas either. Yeah, no, not having Atlas is kind of disappointing. Jacobs looks fucking dope. Oh, I should actually see extra ammo into high-powered bursts to eliminate targets with precision accuracy. So wait, Order's burst fire, or am I taking burst too literally? Post the VOD, please. I will be posting the VOD. So it looks like you can charge... What I'm assuming this is you can charge Order to consume more ammo and either deal more damage or shoot in a burst fire. That sounds pretty interesting. Ripper comes to those who wait. Need to wait a moment to spin up before blasting at full auto for as long as you can hold the trigger. So you have to charge them and then you just fire them forever? They're just infinities? I guess you charge them. They don't have a magazine. It's just your, like, ammo pool. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds kind of lame. Ripper's like BL3 Mollywon. It's like, it's like COV, except no heat. You just have to charge it before you're using it. It's just like, Order's burst fire, Ripper's the charge. Okay, so these probably take more ammo to... I get, yeah, so burst fire, you charge these to fire them forever until you run out of ammo. Daedalus... run the gamut from full auto assault rifles and shotguns to burst fire pistols and SMGs. So they're dull. Daedalus is dull. They're like the reliable manufacturer. They're just able to swap between using different ammo types. Tedior, yeah, you throw your gun. Burn free shock anyone who gets. Oh, hey, cryo confirmed, even though it already was. With elemental damage, high-tech weapons, withering your. Okay, cool. Critical hit damage ricochets, unload bullets and flash. All right, cool. So high fire rate, crit ricochets. Shred your enemies to pieces. While the firepower comes at the cost of reduced accuracy and heavier handling. They aren't mentioning underbarrels here, but we know that they do have underbarrels because we literally saw the underbarrels. Explosion. Yeah, okay. Hey, so wait, Torg is exactly the same. They're round 3 on Torg stickies being broken at launch. Let's see. Let's see Torg go 3 for 3 on needing an instant nerf. So the new replacement for artifacts will be the answer to all the popular Allegiance runs. I'm so mad we're going to get to that shortly. Digirunner, Echo 4. That looks fucking sick. Wait, hold on. How do I get this? How do I... Wait! Weapon skins! Wait, this is... Oh my god, this is big! This is huge for me! They're coming back! I fucking loved them! Please just make us unlock weapon skins upon picking up a weapon. Let me use legendary weapon skins everywhere. Oh my god, that's actually massive. Does that mean trinkets will be too? I don't think so, because at least we haven't seen them yet. At least in the menus. We've seen so many menus, I don't think I've seen trinkets. Okay. Subscribe to receive newsletters. You can create shift account or log in. Okay, cool. Let me just copy that link real quick because I don't want to do that on stream. I'll do that later. I'm getting that skin. That goes hard, brother. Sick. Is there anything else here? Or I guess, I mean, world's just going to be like literally what we just read. Oh, okay, that's just, yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Back to this. These do look fun as fuck to ride, I will say. How many BL3 trinkets can I shove up my bum before Randy stomps me? Find out on the next episode of Tales from the Borderlands. Weapons look way better, not so dreary and drab. I agree. I really like all the weapon designs across. I mean, honestly, BL2 and the pre-sequel are my least favorite, but like BL1, I fucking love the weapons. BL3, I love them. Wonderlands, same thing. I mean, they look the same. I do really like these. I think these are really cool.
On an order outpost. Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
So yeah, so this is Daedalus. You can see down here it's in pistol mode. It'll also change to assault rifle mode. It just changes what ammo it consumes. It's pretty cool. I think it's kind of a whatever gimmick, but I think it's pretty neat. Indifferent about the weapons design. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. I think they're very goofy. I think they're like... I mean, they're very sci-fi, I guess. Like, they're goofy in a kind of realistic way. Not realistic, but like... They look like how these guns would look if they were real. You know? Like how goofy sci-fi guns would look if they weren't sci-fi. I think it's kind of cool. I dig them. But I do think there's going to be a lot of people that are kind of iffy to not liking them. Bro, he's leaking! Oh, me too. Also, good lord. What is that name? Cryogenic Badass Eradication Armature. Imagine trying to call that out while you're playing co-op. Yeah, no, I got the Cryogenic Badass Eradication Armature. You get the other one. You go get the bandit. I'll take care of the cryogenic badass eradication armature.
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee.
So, okay, what is that?
Together makes combat more dynamic.
So this is... What is this? Is that Tedior? So that's Mollywan. The fuck is this gun that he pulls out? That's gotta be Ripper.
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than
Does
ever.
it charge? Hold on, is there a charge?
Yeah,
Yeah, there is a charge. Okay, so this is Ripper. Ripper's pretty spicy looking. I think this is a shotgun.
You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles.
Well, wait, no, it has a mag. This has a magazine. So is this not Ripper? Or am I just confused about the Ripper fucking... I'm really confused about how Ripper works.
Reposition to gain an advantage.
I don't think that's Ripper. No one said Ripper doesn't have mags. On the website, it says Ripper does. It says Ripper... Hold on. Where's the link? I might have misunderstood this. That's my Twitch chat. Hold on. Give me this. Ripper. Which need a moment to spin up before blasting at full auto for as long as you can hold the trigger. Doesn't specify it doesn't have mags? I mean, is that not what this implies? For as long as you can hold the trigger? Or am I just dumb? No? Why would you put that there if it's not like... If it has mags? That's not as long as you can pull... Any gun you can fire as long as you can pull the trigger. It's any full auto weapon. I guess that's just a really dumb way of saying it's full auto after a brief charge up time. That's like... That's just a really weird way of wording that. Mag is random?
To gain an advantage. Out of melee together makes combat.
19.
Traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic. Quickly.
Okay, so yeah, no, he runs out here. Okay, no, it's 19. Under certain weapon classes for certain manufacturers' returns, like Molly-1 rocket launchers or Hyperion pistols. Well, it seems like there's not even Hyperion. So, those aren't returning. Echo 4, we finally gonna introduce the Hawk 2 AI into our friendly robot. If we can rename him, I'm renaming mine to Hawk 2A.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
We're meeting up with none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter.
Also, will the BL3 Ripper return as a Ripper weapon? It'll be so peak.
In search of Lilith, and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Dumb way to say we were ripping BL3 Molly-1 feature to a different manufacturer? Yeah, I guess.
We'll play in a moment, huh? Oh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide.
God, she looks so
this
fucking
must be
cool.
the path to the black side.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't
She
mind
looks
some
so
property
fucking
destruction.
cool. You know, okay. They better give us these fucking models in BL3. If they give us another, like, cosmetic pack where it's these heads and models for the fucking new Vault Hunters, please, you have the models. Let me buy them.
Your specialty.
I'll pay
Please
money.
be my guest.
I'll pay so much money. Since Zane's outfits as promotional stints would be sick as fuck, I need it so bad. I need it in my veins.
Let's throw some light on this black site of his. This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands.
That's such a dope fucking animation, by the way.
Our
Just a
improved
cool
lobby was
fucking
just the
action
start.
still, but
You
God,
can
that
also
goes
set your own
hard.
campaign difficulty independently of the rest
Wonder
of
if
the
she and
party.
Mose are
This
dating?
way,
I hope
everyone
so.
can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about looting and just.
Did she
stealing
just
your
finger
Everyone
gun?
can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry.
Alright, never mind. I lied. I'm not playing fucking Rafa. I'm a Vex main. I'm a Vex main through and through. She gets to throw sticky bombs and then finger gun them? Also, so the way that this looks like it works, it seems like she has this action still. This actually looks fucking awesome.
Crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
So
Co-op
she
has
goes into
always
fucking
been at the
demon
heart of
mode.
Borderlands.
Alright.
And we
She
put
gets
a
buffed for that duration. But
ton of
she also
work
has this, which is like an action still within her action still where she can like throw out this thing.
to making it better
And it
than
seems like it works differently depending on what element you have. So, because that just launched out and like it looked like it just shot like a bolt at it and it exploded,
Co-op
right?
has
Like,
always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we put a
it just
ton of
goes
work into making
boop,
it better than
blap,
ever.
it dies.
Our improved
Then
lobby
she
was
swaps
just
to
the
her
start.
gun, her passive being that she attunes her element to whatever her action still to whatever gun she's holding.
You can also set your own campaign
So she
difficulty
swaps
independently of the
her
rest of
gun.
the party. This way,
It changes,
everyone can tune
and
the
then it becomes a
experience to
sticky
their
bomb
liking.
that she can
And you
detonate
don't have to worry
with a fucking finger gun. Also, where's the minimap? That's a great point. That's cool. So that means every element probably has a unique effect with that. Which, by the way, pretty similar to what my Phase Leech Siren concept was. But, you know, that's fine. Not saying I have... No, that's a fucking 1,000 view video. I'm not actually that cocky. I just want to be clear on that.
about looting
Back to
and just stealing your
BL1 Compass,
drops.
baby.
'Cause loot is
I assume it's probably just off for the sake of the showcase.
always instance for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up,
But
you
yeah,
can
so this
easily pass
recharges because so she
experience to
uses
their
it. It goes on a 7-second
and you don't have
cooldown.
to worry about.
So she has an action still within her action still that she can use to just kind of explode people in various waves or various ways. That's very cool. That is an awesome action still.
Looting and just stealing your drops.
I'm
'Cause
very
loot is
excited to
always
see what the
instance
fucking
for each
augments for
player.
that are.
Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
And two-player split screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op.
Oh, wait.
Regardless of how you play,
That's okay. That's probably a dude, okay, hold on. That's actually also kind of in my fucking character concept.
and two-player split
In mine, because I was basing it on Phase Leech, it was that you could husk enemies, and she had an ability to detonate the husk, and they could like chain and shit.
screen returns
On death, those enemies just dropped 2 souls that she is able to detonate. I'm just saying, at the very least, I can see the future. At the very least, I am a prophet.
so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
What the hell is
They added a heal button? Yeah, they did. But I wasn't a fan of it at first. I'm kind of into it. Talk to Lilith of the quest. Oh yeah, find Lilith. Don't forget kill Tim though. Dog Vex tore off my damn foreskin and detonated it before it hit the floor.
that?
Which, by the way, can we get some Tim hype again? Come on, Tim's in the chat. Give our boy Tim some love. The fucking goat? Yeah, there we go, Tim. Tim it on up. I'm fucking Timmin'. He's contagious, by the way. I've kind of been noticing this. I think enemies have modifiers. Because what was his name? The guy that was like 4 very long words? He was leaky. This guy's contagious. So I think at least like beefier enemies get some sort of like prefix, I guess, that they can roll. So they did it. They finally made god rolled enemies. we can farm for god roll enemies. We did it. It's Borderlands. Hey, thank you for the follow loading arcade. Welcome, brother. It's a prefix to what damage they do. I mean, maybe, because I got yeah, it could be leaky. Could be like corrosive. Contagious could be some radiation. God roll enemy farm. Well, no, it's only on the big guys though. Like only Tim had it there. The smaller guys don't. Thorn Shield Creep is just Thorn Shield Creep. So it looks like actually they might roll with different abilities. Imagine getting a God Roll Tim on round 682 of the same mission. Dude, that would be fucking insane. Finally, enemy parts. That's it. When I first play through this game, I'm gonna reset my Tims until I get contagious. I need to get the lore accurate Tim.
Everyone else heard the talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his...
Hey! Amara's shit-talking our boy Tim? Excuse me, bitch? I don't want to hear it.
If he's doing this
Tim's
to Chris,
perfect.
I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out.
Wait, so this means Lilith gets fucking captured again? Can this bitch just not? Bro. Can she just chill? Why is she always getting captured? Watch the gate carefully when it opens. This one? Or a different one?
Hermes is really creeped out in here. Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot.
Her neck is an easy target for shot callers. Yeah, so I really don't like this inventory. So it looks like down here we have grenade. Okay, one of these is grenade. One of them is probably the health injector. One of them is class mod. And then there's the thing that they talk about, I think, right here. That I really don't like. That's replacing artifacts.
Borderlands 4, each piece of gear...
Daedalus... You know what? I will say, while I'm not a huge fan of the menu, like, at all, I do fuck with the cards. I think the cards are pretty cool.
Here comes from one of 8
Is Lilith going to get all the credit for doing absolutely nothing in BL4?
manufacturers with...
Oh my god! Holy shit! Weapon parts! Weapon parts on card. Fellas. Fellas, we did it. We win. Weapon parts on cards. Torg, licensed sticky mag. Fires sticky gyro jets that explode on reload or when switching modes, which increases explosion damage by 3%. Tedior licensed accessory. Shooting legs, thrown weapon has legs and shoots enemies out until out of ammo. And Mollywand can switch between... Wait. Oh, yeah. Because it is a Mollywand. So it is a Mollywand. It has Tedior license... Wait. So it's a Mollywand. You're able to throw it. It becomes a gun with legs. And it also fires sticky gyro jets.
Oh, fuck yeah!
The parts Just give the manufacturer bonus? Absolute no identity of manufacturers? That seems to be what I'm reading here. Licensed implies there's unlicensed parts? Godroll Farm is going to be an actual nightmare now. I'm so hyped. Feels like a little bit too much. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Why does it give, like, literally the fucking... Why does it give the manufacturer bonuses? Like, why is that how that works? Every gun can be a hybrid? Yeah, but then what is a gun? Like, what is a manufacturer? What does rolling a fucking Molly-Wong gun actually matter? What does getting a TDR gun matter? Ivy, I'll call you later. When everyone is a hybrid, no one will be? More impactful than +5 crit, -5 mag? Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I at least didn't want this. Every gun is the proprietary license now. I'm thinking this is replacing anointments. I mean, this is just the part system. I hope legendaries don't have that mechanic. I don't want anything to have this mechanic. Like, I'm fine with fucking aftermarket parts. I don't understand why we would want every gun to be able to be 2 other manufacturers as well. That's just, that seems dumb. I'm not a huge fan of that. Metal will be cursed with precise parts on the guns. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. Maybe it's only, like, it could potentially only be purples. Like, maybe this is just a purple thing. And maybe this is just how they're going to keep purples relevant. I don't know. We'll let them get to the actual weapon part section
with their own characteristics
before I talk
and
more on that.
trademarks. There's Jacobs.
Oh, hold on. Wait, that was a better description on Ripper.
With their own...
Okay, yeah, so it's just weapon charges before firing in full auto mode. Couldn't they just write that on the website? Is it that hard to write that on the fucking website? Is it that difficult?
own characteristics and trademarks. There's Jacobs.
They have their own characteristics and trademarks, except purple guns can have all of them.
With crit-friendly black powder weapons.
That is doing splash damage on crit. At least visually it looks like it.
With crit-friendly.
Am I crazy? That looks like a fucking head explosion.
Black powder weapons.
It fucking looks dope, but that's kind of neat. Is every Jacobs just head explosion?
Jacobs with crit-friendly black powder weapons.
Because that looks like a fucking non-unique. That is an explosion.
The elemental expertise of Maliwan. Vladoff, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets. The toss to reload TDR.
Toss to reload TDR and also Mollywan and also Torg and also anything that rolls a TDR part, I guess. Own a Shredifier with Torg stickies for home defense, since that's what Randy Pitchford intended. I suppose so.
We also have 3 new ones. The Order,
so
with
Order.
Powerful charge and release blast.
Okay, so, alright, so Order is what I initially thought it was. You charge it, and you consume, it sounds like the way that they worded that, you consume more ammo the longer that you charge, and then it blasts all that ammo out. That's a cool way of doing charge.
Fully auto Rippers.
Ripper. Okay, so that is Ripper, yeah.
And the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
Yeah, so Daedalus. That looks fucking... Daedalus is kind of just dull by the seams. Wait a second.
Reliable,
oh, no, that's a shotgun. Holy fuck, that looks dope.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed part system.
Okay, so this is the licensed part system. So, okay. So this is actually kind of what I wanted. I talked about this, I think literally a couple weeks ago was the last time I talked about this, but I was talking about how I'm not a huge fan of aftermarket parts just in the implementation of them being the only part system, because I think it makes every gun look very samey. And I just wasn't a huge fan of that visually. I think it was a very good system in practice. I just wasn't a huge fan of it visually because it made a lot of the BL2 guns, regardless of manufacturer, look very similar. So what I was like, I would love for weapons to have their own part system and then have aftermarket parts on top of that. Like, they have their own pool and then some of those parts can be aftermarket. This is kind of similar to that, except...
This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon.
Yeah, behaviors and abilities from more... Ooh. I don't think I like this. I think this is the other way around. I like the concept. I don't like the implementation. That sounds busted.
For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Molly 1 elemental switch.
Wait, Hyperion? They said Hyperion! Does Hyperion exist or not? Does Dahl exist or not? So, okay, I assume, what I'm going to assume is that Hyperion parts, yes, Hyperion guns, no. I really hope that's not the case. If we're getting fucking parts from manufacturers, but not the manufacturers themselves, I'm assuming, all right, this is my cope. They're only releasing some of the manufacturers now with this as a tease, with this as a little tease, so that they can come back later and be like, oh, are you guys missing these manufacturers? These manufacturers also exist. And then, you know, everyone goes, whoa, yeah, Randy. And I will be those people, but I don't know. I'm guessing that this probably means at the very least Hyperion will exist. I don't think that... I can't even imagine how many Gearbox devs would die if Hyperion parts existed without Hyperion weapons existed. I don't know. This is one that I'm really going to have to see in practice. I think... If this is only a non-unique weapon thing, if this is a system, if the licensed parts is a system that is unique to non-unique weapons, I'm totally okay with it. I need this to just not be on legendaries, because that's going to be cancerous. I think it's cool. Again, I'm just going to repeat myself one more time. Very cool as long as it's unique to non-uniques, because that's a big problem with BL3 is there's a lot of non-uniques that are really good. I have an entire fucking series about specifically that. The issue is there's not really a reason to ever use them over legendaries. And I don't even think I don't want these on legendaries because it would be either absolutely busted and god rolls would be fucking hard as shit to get. I don't want it on legendaries because this is a really cool system to actually make purples good at the end game and to give them a purpose outside of legendaries. Because, like, as good as a Dahl purple or purple rarity Dahl fucking Puma is, why would you ever use that over the Chaos or the Breath of the Dying or any other Dahl AR? Because that's the thing, like, purples are endgame viable in BL3, very much so. There's some incredibly good purples. There's some that actually don't have a legendary counterpart. But most of them do. So I think that this is a very cool system to keep them relevant. Gonna bullpup my Jacobs revolver. So I hope that that's the case. I think this is a really, really cool system. I just am not going to be hyped for it until I know how legendaries work.
There's a Torg mag, Hyperion shield.
That's pretty
and
neat, though. I
elemental switch.
I think it's neat.
Meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before
She
even
mollywon till
getting
I
into
Vlad off.
all
Now
fire
she
modes,
truly can mollywon till you Vlad off.
underbarrels, and elemental damage.
Maybe the system was added to supplement the legendary drop rates being lower, just to give some insane weapons to people who don't want to farm legendaries for too long. That's also what's really good about this. I mean, there is a huge casual fan base for this game. There's a lot of people that don't want to farm shit. Ivy is like all of them. But like, I mean, no, most of my friends were never as into this franchise as I was. Most of my friends didn't go out of their way to farm shit. So I think that is really cool to make them unique and, I mean, effectively make a vanilla randomizer. I hate reaction videos. Your opinion means nothing to me. Absolutely based.
The possibilities are truly endless.
My opinion shouldn't mean anything to you. It is my opinion. That's quite literally the point of my opinion. I actually prefer when my opinion means nothing to people because that means I get to hear their opinions as well. And then I can readjust my own opinions.
To support playing with your favorite
This I don't like.
Truly endless.
So let's see this. Never mind. I think I'm into it. Hold on. Hold on. I might actually immediately flip. I might be into this. Weapons with Hyperion licensed parts. This isn't necessarily... Okay. Alright. I thought that this was going to be... The way that they word this... Let me let him speak.
For playing with your favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers.
He says specific manufacturers. He doesn't say specific manufacturer licensed parts, which seems like what the system actually is. I love reaction channels. I love your opinions. Please moan for me, Josh. So it makes you roll for specific parts for a build rather than one manufacturer / gun type. Yeah. So I'm much more... Okay. All right. I am much more okay with this than I am if it was just purely specific manufacturers. I'm still not a huge fan. He thinks I'm yanking it asunder right now. Are you not? If you're not, you're not watching the stream correctly. Allegiance runs will be so much better and fun. Yeah, so that's the thing. I think this is really cool as, like, for Allegiance runs and shit. I think as a piece of endgame gear, this is incredibly lame. I don't like using the same manufacturers all the time. And this is just another piece of gear that needs to fill up my inventory for me to be able to swap around between if I want to swap to different manufacturers. Now, that was my initial assumption. My assumption has since lessened upon seeing that this is just manufacturer licensed parts. But that then makes me think that this is that the licensed parts are probably going to be on legendaries. Which I don't think is great. As for previously stated reasons. Again, entirely speculation. But I don't know. Very, very iffy on God War Farm is now individualized to each person's mods. There's going to be a meta. There's always a meta for every single part of any game ever. There's going to be a this gun is best with these manufacturer parts. It's effectively this is just even more fuel for min-maxing, which like I feel like these are filler. I'm gonna be honest. I think that the enhancements are a complete filler. I think this is a filler piece of gear. This on its own is alright to me, but over artifacts kind of sucks. Over artifacts sucks extremely hard. We've replaced artifacts with complete filler. I'm not a huge fan of the enhancements. Ammo generator, weapons with order, licensed parts slowly refill. Hey, it's Tedior.
With your
Weapons with Tori licensed parts fire stickies that hit for a bonus 50% damage when first attached to an enemy. Action Fist.
Favorite manufacturer, we've added enhancements. This new type of gear replaces
Airstrike? So these come with abilities, it seems like. That's a little more interesting. I'm still just not a huge fan of them being weapons or like manufacturer specific. Weapons with Ripper licensed parts increase weapon damage by 2% for each consecutive shot fired for a max of 25 stacks. Consecutive hits, pretty much. It's literally anointments. It's anointments that are manufacturer locked. It's anointments that you get to select between, but you only get one, and it's manufacturer locked. So they're looking at green plus blue. They'll probably get more interesting at higher levels. The problem is I just don't like them being specifically manufacturers. Weapon type is one thing, but like, I don't know. Again, really what's bothering me with this is that it pretty much implies that legendaries are going to have the license system. Shots, not hits. Yeah, no, it's just buffed, easier to... Well, consecutive hits was easy to stack. It's actually probably harder to stack than consecutive hits. Because you need a big mag for this. Can I ping you my channel and your server later? Brief down, or what? I got Daddy Josh got popular when? I get popular anytime BL4 has something happen. I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, you can ping me. Why does it say 03? Can you equip multiple at the same time? I don't know. It might be like a way of upgrading them or something. Monkey paw curled.
places
They will, otherwise enhancement slot is just doing nothing. Yeah, that's why I mean, I assume it probably, like, every weapon that is the manufacturer is going to have that manufacturer licensed part. Like the Molly one that we looked at, it has the base part that is the Molly one manufacturer licensed part. So technically it would still work with legendaries. It would just be so much more restrictive with legendaries if it wasn't, if they didn't have those parts. But that pretty much guarantees that they will. I'm not a huge fan of the enhancements. I think enhancements should be not what they are.
Artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers.
Jacob's licensed parts have a 40% chance to ricochet non-critical bullets. That's pretty cool. This one doesn't have an ability on it, though. Do we get to see that legendary one that's in his inventory?
Artifacts
no?
And provides bonuses
to
specific
with that?
manufacturers.
It does look like you get 3 of these, though, by the way. If you see down here, all of, like, these are all... So, I guess that's not terrible. Okay, I did just notice that. That's not awful. You get 3 of them. I would kind of just prefer they be more interesting. I'd also prefer that we have artifacts. I'd be cool with this system if it didn't replace artifacts. We had a perfect gear loadout before. That's what I'm thinking. Hold on. Apologies. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the enhancements. I really think that them replacing artifacts is cringe. I think the system itself is fine, but not replacing artifacts. So no class mods either? Wait. Hold on.
Abilities are truly endless.
Is that actually real? Oh my god, I think you're right. I think you're right. Dude. There's no shot. I think I saw a comm title in the gameplay section at the bottom right. There was a comm title. Please. Okay, okay, All right, we're safe. Potent Alchemist. We're good. Whew. Oh my goodness. That was a bit of a fright there. Okay. We do have class mods. But which slot? I don't think it's one of these. It might be this slot over here. Whatever this is, but that says 1 of 3, so I have no idea. This is your, like, what's it called? The injection. This is your heroin? That's your heroin slot, which this is actually kind of cool. I like this. This is kind of cool. We'll get to that shortly, I think.
Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with deadless parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage. This lets you min-max your build around your favorite manufacturer, immediately turn...
I don't want to min-max my build around my favorite manufacturer. That's the issue. I don't want to do that. 90% of the time, I don't want to do that. Most of the time, I like playing with random fucking shit. My entire YouTube channel is me playing with random fucking shit. I pick up literal fucking trash on the ground and I put it in my mouth and I drool all over it. That's how I like playing games. I want to min-max my build around my stills. Exactly! That's how I've played this game for years. I like my stills. I don't want to min-max around manufacturers. Man.
Just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop.
That is a smooth shotgun. Good lord. That bitch slippery. Gun-focused Borderlands is lame? Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, hey, listen. The good news is, for anyone who likes my current content, the very few of you out there, this probably means BL3 content will not be going anywhere, and I will definitely be keeping up with that game for years to come. I am, of course, going to make BL4 content, but it does seem like BL4 is not going to have as much for me as BL3 does. That being said, definitely still going to play this.
Drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all.
Oh, hey, that's one of the throwing knives, I think.
And we've
Or it might just be like a grenade, but or actually that might be a shield. No, that's definitely one of the knives. It's not the tips. It's kind of cool. I hate your videos. I literally pay you $8 a month. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Is BL4 going to be the BL3 of BL2 people? Or you mean the BL3, as BL3 was to BL2 people? That's a hard sentence to actually make sense. I know what you mean. No, I'm definitely still going to play it. I'm still excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. It's just so far it's not looking to be what I'm into with Borderlands. I think Gearbox has this issue right now where their fan base is completely divided into 2 different groups. And Gearbox doesn't seem to want to find a middle ground. They seem to want to just cater to one group and hope it works out. And right now it seems like they're catering to the BL2 crowd because they bitched the loudest. And now with BL4, the BL3 crowd is probably going to be the ones bitching. And then BL5 is going to be like BL3. So they're just going to probably keep alternating, not realizing that they can actually probably find a middle ground here. Because Gearbox seems intent on listening to whoever comments the most on Reddit. Which is unfortunate. Because it just, to what I'm seeing here, it looks like they just don't realize that there's a lot of people that like BL3, even though the BL3 player numbers have been consistently really good. Like, they're just completely ignoring a lot of the BL3 stuff to instead focus in more on the gun-focused build crafting. And I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I just think it's a problem in modern gaming, as is that because of social media, a lot of the people who are upset are always the loudest, even if they aren't the majority. You know?
Overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most
Gear feels better than ever. Here's stat buffs on 3 pieces of gear.
satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find.
That's a
on
pretty
any
cool
other piece
looking legendary. That's also a pretty cool looking
But in
one.
Borderlands 3, they drop too often.
Wait, oh my god, wait, it's the Pandora Corn from TPS. We're getting TPS guns. Oh my god, they're acknowledging the existence of TPS. That's actually huge. I'm gonna stream really loud and piss my pants until I get what I want. Hey, BL2 players did it for the last 6 years. It is your turn to now. Literally, that is what happened for the last 6 years. So now it's our time. Make Rarity feel better. I don't think Rarity felt bad in BL3, so I don't even know what they really mean by that. Who cared about rarities? I thought rarities felt better in BL3 than they did in BL2. I feel like rarities had much more impact in BL3, like the differences between them. Like a purple's gonna carry you way further in BL3 than like a blue would even. In BL2, either way, a fucking gun that you got dropped was going to fall off in 2 levels, regardless of rarity. So like, I assume what I'm assuming they mean, which again, this is an assumption, is that at endgame, purples are going to be viable. But again, they were in BL3. It's just that the reason they weren't viable in BL3 was just because there was better options. So, again, we come back to, if purples were the only ones that had the license thing, if that was only non-unique guns, that gives them a viability over legendaries, with legendaries having the specific unique effects. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case because of the enhancements. The more I talk about this, the more I realize there is actually, I do believe already, again, listen, let me be clear. This is my opinion. This is entirely speculation. None of this is fact. I don't want to, like, be here and fucking hate monger over BL4 because I'm genuinely excited for this game. I need to make this very clear, okay? Because I don't want to be like the people that were like this with BL3. But from what they have shown, it seems like there is some kind of deep issues with how they are approaching the endgame gear system, or just the gear systems in general. Like, these are all interconnecting into ways that I think are damaging. And that's why I'm very confident in saying this. Again, speculation, definitely not true. Still very excited, very hyped for this game. But the fact that everything is connecting in the way that it is, and that there's this through line that is like, this would be cool if not for this and this and this and this and this that they have shown off. I feel like this needs some work. I think they need to cook a little bit more with this shit. I think that their philosophy is off here. I think they meant that there would be less worthless legendaries. Likely that's also what's meant there, but that could be specifically what's meant there. I don't know. A lot of the fucking wording in this shit is so vague. Like, literally, I haven't gotten much from their actual words. Most of what I've gotten has been from the gameplay itself. Their words have been kind of not great. They have a while before release. They moved the release date closer. Launch being pushed forward, looking kind of grim now, yeah. Need to get the TPS devs on the team.
Find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3,
when? Yesterday, I think. The date is now the 12th instead of the 28th. Push it back. Put it back to the 28th.
Devalued legendaries. It made everything feel less valuable.
Yeah, okay, so hold on, wait.
On any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable.
No, that's not what made everything feel less valuable. That's straight up not the problem. Legendary drop rates are not why purple weapons were not used at the end game of BL3. Purple weapons are usable at the end game of BO3. Some of them are incredibly fucking good. The problem is there is no reason to use them. There is not a single fucking reason to use a purple rarity gun in the end game of Borderlands 3. That is the problem, not legendary drop rates, not legendaries being devalued. It's fucking, they literally listen to the BO2 Reddit and that's it. Like, that's where most of these fucking decisions seem to have come from. Like, that's just straight up wrong. You're right, but they're 100% saying that because a lot of dummies were parroting it. But then why are they fucking, like, why are they pandering to a minority of idiots? I hate social media. We need to nuke Reddit? Yeah, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Purples need a draw. Purple guns need a reason to be used. They need something unique to them. They have a system in place for this. They made it. They made a really good system for this with the fucking licensed parts. And they're like, very likely, that's not going to be purple specific. Good Lord. Leave social media, you'll live. I have. I've actually uninstalled Reddit. I've been Reddit free for about 2.5 weeks now, and I've never been happier. The only social media I use at this point is YouTube. Highly recommend it. Rise of grifting YouTubers hasn't helped. I'm looking at you, Hellfire and Mac. Rune must be crying in fetal position right now. Dude, I'm about to be. Loki, how BO2 people felt about BO3. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally just they're following whichever team bitches the loudest. So with BO3, it was very still focused. In BO2, it was gun focused. BO4 is now back to being very gun focused. The issue is at no point have they just haven't seemed to think about making it both, making a balance between guns and skills. I don't know. It's a shame. I think they need to rework the fucking... Again, this is very early to say. I'm speaking out my ass. I want to make it very clear. This is just going off of what we've seen. I think the system has issues. I really think that the enhancements need a rework. And I think that... I think legendaries just shouldn't have licensed parts. I think that the legendaries should be unique for being legendary. Gonna make a big Reddit post talking about the issues we see in the trailer in a bit. That's the thing. So I want to also do this. Again, I don't want to be like how people were with BL3. I know I'm being kind of negative here. Again, I want to be very clear. I'm very excited for this game. The reason I'm negative is because I'm so passionate about this. I want this game to be good. I'm very excited about it. So I want to say the best way, if you feel the same way I do, if you feel passionate about anything that has been seen, talk about it. That's the best you can do. Talk about it, discuss it with people, be respectful. That's it. That's all I want to say is just don't be like the people that have been bitching for the last 6 years, who have been actively like telling people that their game sucks ass. Don't do that. Be respectful, be constructive, and discuss it with people that have differing opinions. Like, that's the thing. That's how we're gonna get the best game, is not by yelling at the other side, is not by saying, hey, BO3, your game sucks ass. It's bad, it's terrible, it's dog shit, and you're a piece of shit for playing it. It's by actually discussing with each other, and by listening to other opinions, and finding the fucking common ground, because that's what this game needs. It needs the fucking common ground of this shit. It doesn't need one or the other. One is not the right solution. I prefer one way. Other people in my chat prefer the other way. And that's what I want to say. Everyone who's here, we had a big fucking stream tonight. We had 2 big streams tonight. I want to say, all of you here, whether you agree with me or not, I greatly appreciate you guys being here. And I greatly appreciate the few of you that have told me directly that you have differing opinions and have explained your opinions. Because that's what I want in this fucking community. It is so hard to fucking have that kind of discussion online and actually talk to people instead of it being a fucking fight. And that's what this fucking community needs. Like, with these last few years of this community, that is what is needed most, is for people to just actually listen to each other. And to fucking hear each other out. And to give Gearbox good feedback, good, constructive, strong feedback. And for Gearbox to be able to see these fucking discussions and make a better game from them. I just think you're neat. Hey, I appreciate it, Myra. Man, get us working on BL5. Never farmed a company, man, in my life. I really don't know how I feel about the part system being stuck to one manufacturer because it's stronger bothers me so much. Yeah, that's exactly what I don't like here. This is entirely min-maxing for a manufacturer, which I think is just... Again, that's limiting build diversity. I think the skill tree is limiting build diversity. I think making systems built around locking you into using... I mean, not locking, but giving you bonuses for using a single manufacturer is limiting build diversity. If you want to min-max in BL4, it's looking like you have to eat shit when it comes to your build diversity. Eradicate can't work at Gearbox as he'd be following Randy around all the time trying to cop a feel. But yeah, that's the core of it. I think a lot of the choices in this are going to end up having very negative impacts on build diversity. And that's what I'm not happy with here. I think everything else about this game, I'm chill with. Again, as much as I am not personally a fan of open world, I'll live with it. It's whatever. I'm still going to play the game. I'm still going to absolutely love the game. What's going to end up potentially making me not love the game is if at every turn, my builds are being limited. If at any turn, I'm being fucking shoehorned into playing dataless only. What's the point of fucking allegiance runs at that point if every run ends up as an allegiance at the end? There's no challenge there. There's no interest. So it's like, I don't know. I would have honestly liked an overworld like Wonderlands over open world maps. Now that's a hot take. No, honestly, I kind of feel the same. I really much prefer the linear maps. No, it'll be 100% beneficial to the player base, as obviously BO2 players is the whole player base. That's the thing. Like, again, I want to, again, be clear, because I've been bitching about it a lot. A nice little Obama moment. Let me be clear. I don't want to, like, blame BL2 players. I blame the specific ones that have been bitching for 6 years and have been, like, again, very malicious towards people that actually play BL3. The BL2 players that hang out in the BL3 sub just to shit-talk the game, those ones kind of suck ass. But it's a completely valid opinion to prefer BL2. 100%. There's absolutely no reason that you should 100% just love BL3. Because that's just not how opinions work. The problem is that Gearbox here seems to have only listened to them. So it's like, man, I don't know. It's just a little disappointing. Anyways, we'll continue
In our
on.
new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase.
I don't really care about this.
You'll love grinding.
I'm gonna be honest. I never really gave a shit about drop rates. To me, it's fucking whatever. I really just don't give a shit. I think it's perfectly fine in BL2. I think it's perfectly fine in BL3. As long as there's dedicated drops, that's all I care about. This is kind of just whatever.
All that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to
They listen a bit too much to the big channels as well. They pretty much only listen to the big channels.
the combat, so I can show you my favorite thing.
The big channels and Reddit. I mean, well, probably just the big channels. Just that a lot of the big channels parrot Reddit.
This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers.
Now this, I don't know how I feel about. We'll let them finish.
Instead of taking up a
By the way, this gun here, what we're looking at right there, let me just True.
gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving.
Ooh, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Ah. Heavy weapons are cooldown based. How do we feel about that, fellas? How are we feeling about that? They said the C word. Grenades should be utility, even BL1 and BL2, they're utility. Now they're launchers. They're still grenades as well. That's what the, like, Jacob's throwing knives are. So there are still nades. It's just there's also ordnance. If it's done right, I can see it being good, but how do you do, like... okay with it, probably things to lower said cooldown, but the thing is, there needs to be ways to get rid of that cooldown. I prefer ordinances just being ammo-based, being weapons. Just because, I mean, that's... once again, this is lowering build diversity. If... again, this is very heavily speculation here. If there is no way to use an ordinance 100% of the time... now, even if there is a way to use an ordinance 100% of the time, it's the same issue that Wonderlands has with melee weapons, where you have one slot for melee weapons. Once again, this is coming back to build diversity is being harmed. Build diversity is being severely damaged in, like, so many different aspects of this game so far of what they've shown off. Because, again, even if you can hold a fucking ordinance out for 100% of the time, if you can do a full-on ordinance-focused build, you still only get one without swapping it out in your inventory. You can't hold 4 rocket launchers. You only get 1. And that sucks. Rocket launcher builds are some of my favorite build setups. They're some of the most interesting build setups in BL3 especially. And to lose out on that, it kind of fucking hurts. That one kind of... this kills the hive, yeah. Might not be a hive. Kind of goes into your ammo consumption argument. If heavies didn't consume so much ammo per shot, they wouldn't need this. Well, I was thinking that the way that they could do heavies for this game was make it so that heavies have, like, a fucking pool of 600 bullets, and you have a bunch of different types of heavies where you can have, like, full-on chain guns or fucking ballistas or rocket launchers, and just make it so, like, rocket launchers consume, like, 10 ammo per shot. So then you still only get, like, 50 shots out of a rocket launcher. But you can also use, like, the same ammo pool for a fucking chain gun, and you get more shots out of that to have, like, a whole-ass minigun. I think that would have been way more interesting. Made heavies into specialists from COD. Yeah, I don't really like the heavy change. I was kind of okay with that at first, but the more I've been talking through it, I'm kind of not liking it. Once again, it's mostly just because it's impacting build diversity. Noble Explosion is technically a W. That is true. One of my favorite launcher or build setups is driver launcher. Why fucking kill launcher setups? Yeah. Deputy Zane and Boomshot Mosier work when? I still run them exactly the same. Neither of those builds have changed and they still work perfectly. Quite spicy, in fact. BO2 Endgame just came down to Grog Deepa Salvador, and I fear that's what it's going to end up being here. Like, I don't think it'll be as extreme as that, but it's going to be a gun-based meta, 100%. It's like a 5th gun, isn't it? How does 5th gun on cooldown harm build diversity? It harms launcher build diversity. So, it's better for build diversity across other builds, but if you're going to do a specific launcher build, assuming that's even possible with this system, you only get one. You can't equip a launcher into your other slots. This is a specific slot that you have for the ordnance. So I feel the build diversity, especially all the relic now just affecting only weapon manufacturers. Hopefully they make them affect multiple so you can still feel like you can run multiple weapons without thinking about a massive drop in damage. Exactly. The problem is all of this is like, they're saying they've talked directly about min-maxing so much. They're saying that all of this is good for min-maxing. The problem is this is like, this is min-maxing through hostage tactics. Like, they are holding you hostage into being min-maxed. If you want to min-max, you have to do it this way. You have to use a single manufacturer. Like, it's not good. It's not good. That's not going to feel good at endgame. Borderlands Twitter account posted a short video with Vault Hunters and different cosmetics. Do you want to send me a link to that? I'll take a look.
The big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
So that's that. Like, I mean, that is the good part of it, right? Like, it makes combat more dynamic. It makes every build able to just whip out a fucking rocket launcher. Did they say that there's no grenades? I've seen a lot of people say this. I was under the impression there's still grenades. I thought we've seen grenades in the in the previous showcases. Especially, like, there's the Jacob's throwing knives. I assumed those were grenades. But no, like, it is more dynamic. I don't think the ordnance slot is exactly bad. I think the ordnance slot is only bad because there's no launchers. That's my issue with it. Is that if there was ordnances and then launcher, like a launcher class of weapons, then it would be fine. Looks like it's a part of the ordnance stuff. Even the, like, throwing knives? Those are pretty dope. Oh, it's still going. Alright. Skin's looking a little crispy. Holy shit, that looked dope. Oh my god, that was awesome. Oh. Oh. Alright. As always, cosmetic slap. Cooked with the skins. They always do. My boy Wainwright isn't in the game. I'm leaking Randy's USB. Have we never, as a Borderlands player, never had just weapon swap in the backpack before? No, we have, but this is a single weapon slide. Like, think of it like Wonderlands. I don't know if you've played Wonderlands. If you have, I don't know if you played a melee build. Anyone who's played a melee build in Wonderlands, I guarantee is going to agree with me on this point. It's ass. Having like, when you build around a weapon type where you only get one of them at a time, you have to swap a lot. And if you don't, you're losing out. It's ordnance or grenade? Okay, interesting. Launchers are my least used class anyways, and having a dedicated heavy slot allows me to use a whopping 4 pistols and nothing else. So hold on, let's see if they talk about nades. Because I might have just missed that.
Before we go further,
Oh, I hate the... Dude, I hate the level up. Okay, this is gonna sound like autistic as hell. When I first watched the BL3 launch trailers and shit, god damn, that fucking level up animation hit. That was genuinely part of what got me hyped. I was so excited to first see that level up animation because it just fucking, it hits. It hits ya. It just comes out like, blah! It's fucking awesome. That one's so, that's wimpy. That is so wimpy. Reminds me of old school games. No, it's not like necessarily bad. It's, I mean, I'm just not a huge fan of it, but it's so wimpy. It's just like, here, you leveled up. You know, it's not like, bah! It's like, hey. I'm not being assaulted by it.
Before we go,
wait, let me see. Do you want to see the level up animation? Or I'll just do level up. Will it be here? Surely it's somewhere in here, right?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Eagle Brother, and I'm.
All right, how's it going, my boy? Do you level up? Where do you level up? There we go. No, that's second wind. Surely you level up. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Y'all, get ready. Get ready for this. Get ready to be fucking hit. Bah! Fucking freight train. Like, it's big, it's bright, it's not that huge fucking, it's visual pollution as hell, but it fucks so hard. It makes me feel so good about leveling up. It makes me like XP farming. I love the fanfare, exactly. It makes me love fucking farming XP. It feels so good. It's such a fucking hit. It's fucking adrenaline, man. It injected straight into me. Like, good lord. It reminds me to go spend my skill points. This just is like...
Go further.
It's just you did it. You get a little flash. Now it's so smooth, though. Makes a loud-ass noise, too. Yeah, it's like... Cool, someone pissed in my eyes. Yeah, golden shower wave. Like... Chill.
Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about action skills.
Let's do.
Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills.
We're gonna read through all this. Phase explosion, dealing damage. So this is the cool one. Dealing damage to nearby enemies and fully restoring her health. Ooh. While active, Vex can use Eldritch Blast and gains increased movement speed. Dealing damage to nearby enemies. Dealing gun damage reduces Eldritch Blast cooldown. That's kind of cool. And early partially refund the cooldown.
Abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using.
And yeah, this is the one that seems to change depending on the element you're holding, but that might be that augment that he has.
To deliver powerful phase blasts.
Overcorrected because people complain about the visual clutter. Listen, if you're playing fucking Borderlands and visual clutter is a problem, that sucks. But like, that's such a genuinely at this point, that's core to the fucking thing.
But let's switch it up to phase familiar and pull out trouble. As you can see.
All right. I already read through these. Minions gain movement speed and health
freedom than ever
or damage reduction or whatever. Action still damage the higher her health.
On top of passive skills, you can first
command. Okay, so her pet is named Trouble. Command Trouble to blink strike target enemy, dealing damage. Blink strike always critically strikes enemies below 50% HP. Kind of cool. It's an augment. Command skill. Explode himself, dealing ordnance damage to. So ordnance damage is a damage type. So that, at least that's good. That means you probably can build around ordnance damage. That being said, you still only get 1. Leave me alone. I'm old. Don't worry. I'll be in your shoes soon enough.
These are socketed enhancements that add new behavior.
Well, phase familiar spelled with a PH. That's hilarious. Sacrifice 33. Okay.
And functions to your action skill.
If you can see what you're shooting at, you're not playing Borderlands.
Different builds completely change how combat plays.
Oh wait, he kind of like
and functions to
tapped
your
over
action
one.
Different builds.
She's Zane! Vex's kill skills gain increased effectiveness. Let's go! Solution should be to toggle it down if need be, like an accessibility option. Exactly. It's of the modern era. They could definitely tone down visual pollution through fucking settings. Flack and Zane combined. Her pet's called Trouble. That means there's a 105% chance her action style voice line is "Here comes trouble." Absolutely it is.
Completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless
Overshield whenever he deals damage, while Phase Familiar is active. Trouble gains an elemental aura, dealing ordnance damage over time to nearby enemies. I wonder if that's just action style damage. Maybe ordnance is scale on action style damage.
freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to...
Wait, what did he just say? You respec at hubs around Kairos. What did he say before that?
Endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely...
Okay, so yeah, these are the capstones. So capstones are an augment. So that means... I don't know if I like that either. That means capstones... I mean, listen. The ones next to these could also be really powerful skills. I would assume that they are if they are in the bottom of the tree. But, that means all the actual capstones are skill-based, or, like, ability-based, which... I don't mind that. It's interesting. It's weird, yeah, that's kind of... I think that's my exact feelings on it. It's a little weird, but... ish, whatever.
You respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
Swapping capstones feels iffy. Yeah, I think that's what's kind of weird about it. I think the passives are dope, though.
Has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
Do I need to play it to get a verdict? Yeah, I don't even think it's not a bad thing. I think that's like, it's all right. It just strikes me as odd. All I see is build diversity on the fly, and there's not a lot. Yeah, I guess, you know, with how much I've been bitching about build diversity, I guess that is a point towards build diversity. RGB Tiger? Dude, you go on to fucking free scroll. If you have a mouse that has a free scroll, I do. I'm gonna make a fucking RGB Tiger. God, that'll be hilarious.
And also, you can pet the cat.
You can pet him.
Or is it?
Game of the year, let's go. Oh yeah, it is Hermes. Hermes grewed up.
God, are those test tubes?
Oh, did you see that?
Oops.
Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, I thought that this was her wing still. This is the pet still. Never mind. I'm stupid. I was like, there might be a way to actually disable the going into third person, but no, I just different still. Does look like we aren't getting unique action stole bars again, though. That confirms that. The combat looks so fucking good, though. Man, it's spicy. It's spicy. Really wish we got to see some stuff for Rafa. Yeah, I do too. He looks fucking awesome. Hope they have cool voice lines for different vault hunters. I do too. Also, listen, there's a lot of bad with the UI. That ain't it. That fight for your life thing. Oh, delicious. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I love that.
Hopefully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit.
The what kit? What did you just say?
Turn. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had...
The second window also looks pretty cool.
Just use my ref kit.
Ref kit? I assume refuel kit? Rep kit? Repair kit? I don't know. Whatever it is, I wasn't super into it. But the fact that what he's about to say next is a thing, I fuck with it.
This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
He said, or movement speed. Ref kit equals heroin. So what that sounds like to me is this is a piece of gear. And I think this is cool. I think that's a fun thing. Having an actual active thing that you can activate to just get a buff, I think that's pretty neat. I really like that. Points to build diversity. I think that's pretty dope. I think that's sick. Ref kit equals no lifesteal. Is that confirmed? I hope so. I don't want lifesteal, but so ref kit is our comp. No, I think we do have actual class mods. Because there's potent alchemist down there, so I assume that's a class mod. BL4 has finally given me access to stimulants. Finally. I think active heal and buff as Dode removes the over reliability on lifesteal. Exactly. I think that this could be huge, especially for balance. I wasn't into it when I just thought it was purely health. Like that was just so unbelievably lame to me. But being something that you can actually weave into combat, it actually changes your gameplay. Being able to pop these before fucking boss fights, I think that's really cool. I think that's a neat system. Slowly bringing me back into being hyped. This fucking trailer is just a roller coaster. Like, this entire 20 minutes is insane. It's just up, down, like... Even if they do lifesteal, it can be tiny amounts now instead of one-shot Instamax heal. I mean, lifesteal, the problem with lifesteal isn't that lifesteal is unbalanced. The problem with lifesteal is that how it works in the end game. The problem is you do so much damage at the current end games of Borderlands that you don't need large amounts of lifesteal to heal your entire health bar back. They just need to have it scaled down with end game scaling, and it would have been fine. Imagine Mordecai going to fight for your life, pulling out a comically large heroin needle and speeding around the arena at Mach fuck. That's the BL1 I need.
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
She spoke. We have voice lines. Hopefully they actually have unique ones.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission.
Does maybe we can have viable alternatives for survivability setups? Hopefully. Hopefully this also means that we can have like tank sets. And also maybe there's like a support tree or something. That could be kind of cool if like maybe we could actually have a support class that like did something and it was like actually cool.
And boss replay. That's right. No more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
But we'll talk more about endgame later.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna be a freak here and say that while I'm glad that that exists, and I think it's fantastic, especially for console players, I hope I can still save quit. Because for someone that has a beefy PC that fucking loads Borderlands in like no time, I kind of don't mind the fucking load screens. So I really hope that there is still the option to save quit. Because presumably, you would have to run into the arena, kill a boss, run out of the arena. Genuinely, I'd probably rather just save quit than run back out of the arena and then run back in. My flak build would be so much better if I could give him ketamine. Lol, come on, man. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. What do you mean, come on? I genuinely, like, again, it depends on the way that that's implemented, but it sounds like the way that they worded, it sounds like it's an actual thing.
Loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right.
Oh, I missed that. Full mission and boss replay. You can replay missions. That's big. Fucking quest reward farming, baby. BL players when they can't spend half of their lifetime in a loading screen because they can't watch slop while waiting for it. Well, for me, it's just at this point, I literally, like, the load times are very brief. Safe quitting being the only option is an issue. Exactly. I'm so glad this exists, but I want safe quitting to still be an option. Which I assume it will be. I assume they're getting rid of fucking save stations.
To run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
Return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine. So you do have to return to a spot to start another run. Safe quit's also good to clean up loot that you don't grab. Yeah, I genuinely think there's a lot of, like, uses to safe quit. It's in the arena, it sounds like.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump
Which
ahead.
they don't? Okay. Now this, I need to turn my camera off because I need to crank one out. I need to fucking crank a few out.
And show you something truly badass.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Dude, this is sick. This is what I want out of fucking Borderlands bosses. This is all I've ever wanted out of Borderlands bosses. Big motherfucking freaks that I can murder. I want to feel like a goddamn god by killing a god. I'm so excited. It's a creature feature featuring the creature. Moxie can revive the dead. Moxie's a siren confirmed.
Gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
So what Barkenstein should have been. What the fuck was that? What is that gun? Is that a Torg pistol? That is a Torg pistol with a... Or is that a Jacobs pistol? No, that is a Jacobs pistol with a Torg mag. That is ridiculous. I love it. That's fucked. That's fucking wild. Looks like a remnant boss? Yeah, in the best way possible. The fucking loot mag. Oh. I may like the part system. Now, again, I like the part system. I just need it to not be on legendaries. We'll just stare at Amara for a bit. I just need it to not be on legendaries. That is my only issue with it. I'm worried about fucking the farm of that. I'm worried about them still overshadowing purple weapons because Gearbox seems to not actually know what the problem with purple weapons was. How did Amara get hotter? Dude, I don't know. But good lord. Goodness gracious. But no, Myra, I feel the same. I'm mixed, but despite being mixed, I'm very excited. I just think regardless of what the end game is going to be like, this game's going to be fun. Like, there's no two ways about it. Regardless of what the end game holds, I'm going to fucking love this game. It's going to eat up fucking days of my... It's going to eat up years of my life. And I'm fucking hyped for it. Still going to buy the game on the first day possible, and we'll put all my free time into playing the game regardless. Exactly. I'm going to be streaming this day one. Going to be skipping the last week of my classes to stream this shit nonstop. And I'm hyped. I hope that until launch, I hope that they can raise my confidence even further. Pretty much is my biggest hope. I hope that enhancements get maybe a little bit of a rework. I hope we get to see what class mods look like. And I really, really hope that legendaries don't get aftermarket parts. Because if I'm going to repeat it one more time, if legendaries don't get aftermarket parts, Purple weapons are actually useful. Purple weapons get to be viable at the end game. They get to have a purpose over legendaries. And it's pretty dope. I want to see the big Vikings stole tree. Yeah, no, me too. I agree. My job contract ends literally when the game launches. I don't know if I should be happy or not by that. Glup Shitto the Invincible. That's what that fucking boss is. No, dude, I'm kind of sad that they pushed the release date earlier, because previously it was literally the day I graduated was the release date. Now it's the weekend before my last week of classes, which is still like totally chill, because they aren't really, like, my instructors aren't supposed to assign anything in that last week. So I can just like catch up on all my shit beforehand and then just like vibe. I'm gonna have to fucking like grind the shit out of my classes, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, we've turned 20 minutes into 3 hours. They didn't talk about the alien barrel guns. They didn't talk about Hyperion either, even though, well, they mentioned it once as a weapon, but they didn't even acknowledge it as a weapon type. So I assume they're saving some weapon stuff to reveal later on. But yeah, 20 minutes to 3 hours. Not as bad as the, 2 minutes to 2 hours? The yappening. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. As always, it has been a damn good time. Very excited for this game. Very hyped for it. And this is good. I needed someone to talk about my thoughts on this. Dude, that's why I love these, is I just get to sit here and yap. It's a great time. But hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever the time it may be. For anyone who wants to watch the full VOD, it will be up on my channel, on my YouTube channel immediately after this. So, or also on my Twitch channel immediately after this. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I won't see you guys this week. Speaking of school, I'm very busy this week. I will not be streaming. This is the stream for this week. So yeah, again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Bye bye.